Chris, before we get started here, your father's wearing a chef's hat. Mike Ryan has a cigarette. Will you stop, please, Zaz? Like, we're on air, and everyone can hear your sniffles.
Turn my mic off.
On my microphone, everyone can hear your sniffles because you're sitting here. Turn my mic down.
Yeah.
Too
sensitive.
Turn my mic down.
Thank God for Zaz. Now, usually you make fun of me breathing too heavily. Thank God he's sniffling.
Oh, well, he's snorting. I will. I don't want to tell the story about Freddie Gonzalez when I met him. He introduced me to the Snot Rocket, third base coach in Erie, Pennsylvania. He's the third base coach in their minor league system. And I look at a guy on third base, and he holds his hand up to his first nostril and blows out something out his other nostril. That's what Zaz was just doing. I could hear him.
That's the best. Nothing resets your system quite like a snot
Put
rocket.
it on the poll. Is the Snot Rocket the best to reset your system? But I just want to ask you, Chris Cody, the last couple of days we've been having a lot of technical difficulties. Do you know the buttons work today? Can I start testing the buttons, please?
Show killer!
They work.
Okay. That's kind of loud, though, right?
Standard.
Dan's
right.
pressing other ones and nothing's happening, so it seems like one works.
Yes,
This
one
could be Dan's headphones being too loud.
No, one of them works.
Chris Whittingham is a fancy lad.
All right, the buttons work. Then this one is intentional, and I want you guys to look right now with delight at the chef hat's face here in the studio.
Can't see anything.
No, you guys, not the audience. You guys.
Happy birthday to him. I don't care. Good luck.
Thank you, Stephen A.
Happy birthday to Greg
Happy
Cody.
birthday,
He's
Dad.
never
Oh,
told
thank
us
you.
his age. He always hides
Thank
his
you.
age. Which birthday is this for you?
Well, I'll give you a hint. A year ago, I rented a yacht to celebrate my 70th birthday. So you need to do the math on this one.
Good clue.
Yeah, thank you.
Called it the retirement home yacht.
Are they still happy?
Remember the inside of that thing, Dan?
At this age? Yeah, it was a little musty. It was weird.
Oh,
It-
thank
Really
you.
sad. We can talk about it now.
We
the
can talk-
inside, the outside, and the deck with the music, very nice. The inside where you ate,
It was,
sad.
no, it was a sad yacht. It was.
Sad yacht.
It was.
Dad,
Really?
admit it. The inside.
No, I thought it was fine.
The bag was there, right?
Oh, yeah, Gary the Bag.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. He was loving it, man. He was reveling.
You
What's
guys
he
still-
up to today?
Yeah, you guys still keeping in touch
Yeah,
this
he
year?
texted you this morning or what?
Sought sad yacht. No, it was a nice yacht. I'd rent it again. What am I sleeping on the video there? What's going on with me?
We haven't aired the video.
my God,
yeah,
you are.
Sorry.
No, but
Happy
let's-
birthday.
No, but yes, happy birthday.
you.
But we're on the Shadow Show. We're on right
No,
now.
I think year 71 is the year that Greg finally gets a hang of this thing.
Thank you.
Greg, in the preview there is the
Yeah.
beginning of the show. When the show starts, it's you dancing, but you're distracted by you. You're distracted. Anytime you show up on the screen, you're delighted. And I have to say, honestly, it's one of the favorite things that we've done around here. This particular open, seeing Greg this happy and seeing so late in what remains his prime, the singing sports writer reinvigorated. Look, he's gotten lazy. No, back in my days, he doesn't want to work. He's complaining about working. He sounds like my dad.
Thinks
at
the
end.
Dolphins are good.
I wrote
Yes.
the book on back in my day.
Yes.
Literally.
Yes. No more. Do you have one?
I have it right here.
Do you have not the book? Do you have it back in my
Well,
day?
no,
No.
today's a
No.
soup.
I got about 150 of them in the book. Buy it. And The Pride of a Lion flying off the shelf.
Zaslow, I want you to just stare at Greg Cody's face when this open plays, because it delights me as much as it delights him. But he is so happy because the singing sports writer's back. He got tired on ESPN Radio. He was doing "Row, Row, Row Your Boat" like the last 7
Yes.
songs. He quit on that long before back in my day. But this is a bona fide banger right here.
Football is back, Jack. Oh my, we've waited for so long. We're so damn excited that we put it in a song. Don't need no check downs. Give me big hits and quarterbacks. Keep your fantasy team from falling off the track. Football is back, Jack. Whether on the ground or through the air. When the chips are down and you throw a prayer. When your team is primed and on the hunt. It's 4th and 10, you refuse to punt. When the shoulder pads and helmets crack, that's how you know that football is back, Jack. Let me hear you say, football is back, Jack. This high is wild and out of control. And we're gonna ride it every week till we reach the Super Bowl. Don't need no check downs. Give me big hits and quarterbacks. If you say this game's the best, I'll say it's a gag. Football is back, Jack. Football is back, Jack. Football is back. Football is back, Jack.
We have got a local hour that's going to have both kinds of football in it. And Greg Cody is here. Why are you guys laughing? Because he's
The breathing again.
he's
It's his
breathing
birthday. I'm gonna be
heavy.
nice today.
Yes, you're going to be nice. And we've got the gift of Greg Cody. We're now in our 21st year. The gift of Greg Cody on this show over those years should turn today into a party, and it's a party hosted by Wild Billy, because we don't want to be on the sad yacht anymore. Chris, it can finally be said that your dad's 70th birthday, a lovely boat, a lovely gesture, a
Lovely
yacht,
cruise.
a yacht is a wonderful, wonderful thing, but the cafeteria and commissary area felt like it was a bit less luxurious than one would imagine of whatever they paid for that.
Zagak.
What are you guys hoping for? Like cocaine and hookers? Like at a 70th birthday party? Like it's a boat.
Seriously.
With, 70-year-olds.
Thank you, Billy.
Exactly.
Greg Cody is a great
It's a
cook.
gack.
How did you feel about the food that night?
I thought it was, I'm never there for the food. I thought it
He's
was
there for the booze.
I thought it was good. I didn't think it was, 5-star Michelin, but I thought it was good.
I mean, I don't know anything about this. I wasn't invited.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I know it's true. I just said it.
You just missed the list. We had to cut it off somewhere.
I'm the shit stirrer. I'm the shit stirrer. I did that, right?
Of the one time it happens
I
naturally.
did that.
The
You did
one
bring
time.
it up, yeah.
Laughs right in my
The
face.
first time it's ever happened naturally, and Dan's like, aha!
You did bring it up right in front of Zaz. Let's talk about this party Zaz wasn't invited to. Greg honestly said earlier today, I'm so glad Zazzo's here, which I didn't think we would ever hear.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he said, I
true.
love Zaz. I'm glad he was here.
Yeah, well, let's not get carried away, Billy.
It's when you made a mistake, he was happy because he didn't make it.
That. Yeah.
But
Sniffing.
regardless, he
Keep
said he was
sniffing,
happy you were here.
sniffing.
Yeah.
Look,
Sniffing and
the
sniffling.
tension between them is real. Greg Cody looks down on the radio journalist or the radio broadcaster, I guess. He thinks the print media is more honorable. So do I, actually.
Thank you.
That's how we grew up. But not anymore, it's not. Now it is an obsolete dinosaur, and all of the future medias are coming through and tearing the place apart. And Zaz is the one who's the star at ESPN, who has suites on the road, who flies first class because he's a rising...
You know about that first class, Greg?
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah, you were incredibly surprised by the accoutrements of first class.
That's
which
right.
I found funny, but that's okay.
Well, I'm not this bougie sports writer apparently.
Okay.
I don't get those perks all the time.
All right. Well, I don't get the perks because I'm a sports writer.
Well, and also, let's make something clear here. All right, between the two of us, you're a print guy, I'm a radio guy.
Yeah.
Between the two of us, you tried to get into my business. I never tried to get into your business.
Yeah, because you couldn't have. Because
We don't know that.
That requires putting words in a particular order, turning them into sentences, and then paragraphs in a way that's entertaining to
You're
read.
assuming that's why I didn't want to get in.
Feel good about this, Dan?
I
Yeah,
didn't do
you-
this.
Yes, you did.
No,
you called him a dinosaur. You said this used to be prestigious and it's a dying medium, and now Zaz is a rising star. Which, by the way, I will say for the record,
Go on.
if you ask anyone on Earth, beginning with toddlers and anyone who could start speaking, dinosaurs are revered.
Yeah, they
Dinosaurs are beloved.
Everyone likes the dinosaur.
Everybody loves dinosaurs.
yeah.
Kids love
big time.
learning about dinosaurs.
Love dinosaurs. You look around at a modern day Komodo dragon,
Oh, yeah.
couldn't hold a candle to a dinosaur.
My kid has
right.
never said, hey, can you get me a toy Komodo dragon?
Never.
T-Rex rules the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Bang a gong, get it on. Am I right?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
That's how Chris was made.
I got the reference.
Thank you, Mike. I did it
Happy
just for you.
71st birthday, Greg.
Why are you wearing a chef's hat?
I'm going to destroy you.
No, just
No, you're
okay,
not.
Let's just
Okay.
hold on. All right.
Good retort.
You like this fight now you started between Mike and Greg, Dan? Jeez Louise, how many people today?
We are going to broadcast over the course of time. He has told us, we make a lot of jokes about what we're going to, I'd like the listeners to write in what tombstone nominations for Greg Cody. I am hoping that the Greg Cody experience for the remainder of his life is broadcast by our show until the very end. Okay. And he's,
Like literally?
yes,
Like
yes,
last breath?
yes. Like I would like him to do our show for the rest of time. But what I'm telling you guys now, as he becomes 71, it's only going to get worse from here in terms of he's going to know less about what he's doing. You guys keep expecting him to get better at this. He's not going to get better at it. He's not going to get better at the mechanics of doing this. And he is a print guy to the very end, and he will always look down on the radio guy. That's not manufactured. I'm not making that up.
Okay, first of all, when I'm on my deathbed, the Greg Cody Show will get the exclusive bedside interview, okay? And you'll be in line for that, but the Greg Cody Show will get it. Look, I appreciate Sniffles'
I think that might be Zaslow's
Nope.
phone.
My phone's been on silent
Aha!
for 10 years.
Oh, it's my phone. My bad. Okay.
Someone did that to him because
That's a fine.
Yeah.
I was talking to him in the kitchen earlier, and that thing was buzzing. Someone must have turned that on.
I bet I'm going to check right now.
Look to see someone find the security tape because I saw Christopher in there earlier. I suspect someone set him up.
Okay, it was not Christopher. Damn
Oh.
It was Yeti saying great T-Rex. Excellent T-Rex reference.
Yeah, reference
Banging
from
up.
1971.
Damn
Bring
right.
it on. Get
That's
it
a good
on.
one, yeah.
Yeti.
I would
Mark
also
Bolan.
say, in Greg's defense, Greg didn't become a radio guy. Greg became a podcaster
Hello.
long ago. He has had the Greg Cody Show with Greg Cody for years now.
Yes, 5
if
years.
anything,
Anyone can start a podcast.
excuse me, if anything, Zaslow was a radio guy who crawled over to the podcast world, which was Greg's domain long before Zaslow's domain.
Right.
Radio is different from podcasting. Podcast, great. I do a podcast, all right? But there is a prestige to doing radio.
Is there?
It's live.
Okay.
It's live.
Yeah.
Greg, you can't tell me that you're recording your podcast sometimes and you're like, wow, I didn't like that. That didn't sound good. Let's do it over. Guess where there are no do-overs? Radio. That's where I honed my craft.
We're literally live right now.
I understand.
Do you?
No, I don't think
I
you
don't
do.
think he does,
This
Greg.
is not a podcast.
I don't think he
you do.
gets it.
Greg's
No,
schooled you.
it gets put into a podcast.
Yeah, but this is live.
I understand.
I don't think you do.
This is not. Do you think you're on radio?
no,
This is not radio.
he's
Do you think
looking
you're on?
at you guys
This is on
saying,
YouTube.
you guys think you're doing a podcast? He's doing radio. He's been doing radio since the moment he stepped foot in here.
Yeah, I'm born for live.
What station are we on right now? AM, FM, whatever.
Well, I
This is
don't
a
know that-
YouTube. Yeah, you don't know anything.
Where are
You
we
don't
going?
jack shit.
Are we going
Jack.
left to right on your radio?
I know lots of things.
I'm not certain. Go on, Greg.
I'm
King.
the shit stirrer. Anyway, I'll get to the Dolphins, and I want to get to Ray Hudson because Greg Cody, 50 years of experience in this market, he can actually bring the proper history to what happened in soccer yesterday, where a legend stepped down, and we talked about it for a second, but it's bigger than any of the stories we're talking about today. USF against Miami, super interesting. Dolphins, super interesting.
Shula Bowl.
There are things to talk about, but this legend in this market shouldn't, as a voice who's international, it's across all the seas. This is a person in Ray Hudson who came through this market, and you covered him at the very beginning of soccer in this market. You were writing the first columns about, can the international sport live in Miami? Can it live in the United States?
Yeah.
At the very beginning of Ray Hudson's career are the seeds of South Florida getting into soccer.
Yes. And back then, all you had was the Dolphins and football. There was no other major sport, and the Fort Lauderdale Strikers, they filled Lockhart Stadium. They filled it 20,000 fans a game. It was really the seed from which soccer in this area grew, the seed that led to Inter Miami generations later signing Lionel Messi. And Ray Hudson was the first star. And if I can be very personal about his impact on me, he was the first athlete who I associate with my big break in journalism. Because prior to then, I was covering high schools for like 10 years. I was in purgatory. I never thought I was going to become anything in this market. And all of a sudden, they had me cover the Fort Lauderdale Strikers, which was very big at the time, selling out the stadium, as I said. And back then, we had a budget. And so all of a sudden, a year after covering, a Boyd Anderson Chaminade football game, I'm in Vancouver covering the Fort Lauderdale Strikers against the Vancouver Whitecaps.
And we had nothing in the market at the time. It's the Dolphins, and Miami doesn't matter. The UM baseball is trying to find footing. There's nothing in this market. It's just Don Shula.
Yeah, and so the Strikers back then were big, and Ray Hudson was the most flamboyant and charismatic of all the Strikers. And I remember sitting with him at a wooden picnic table outside Lockhart Stadium during the middle of the week, and he had just come over from England. He's as white as a milk bottle, and talking in that charming, thick accent of his, and our relationship grew from there, and he and I are friends to this day, and he was the first guest on my podcast, actually, 5 years ago. And so he's just meant an awful lot. He's on the timeline of my career. Before I ever became a columnist or covered the Dolphins or the Hurricanes, I had Ray Hudson and the Strikers, and it means a lot to me.
You don't understand, I don't think the audience might understand, that this is the greatest sports voice to have ever come out of South Florida. We can go all nationalities, all languages. You can go Fellow Ramirez. Like, there is no one in the history of sports in this market whose voice has internationally resonated with flamboyance from player. He was a coach as well. Didn't he do some coaching?
Yes.
At a broadcaster, but he made his mark. He was great at all the things, but the thing that he was greatest at was broadcaster, because he's done this with the enthusiasm of soccer for 50 years.
Vinicius on the wings like Dracula, who were playing a liver, and it's just leaves Barcelona in acid here. The roughness disappears when the magic man gets it, though, doesn't he? He's almost polite in the way he beats his defenders. Again, if you showed him a Rorschach blotch, he'd see goal every time, Phil. It's a phenomenal strike. Fakir is onto it. Jumping Jack flash quick and sharp as vinegar with this hit. He sees his teammates on either side of him, Phil, and says, I see you lads, I don't need you. He needs help like a shark needs a dentist.
Chris, I think we need to every day until the World Cup take 30 seconds to honor Ray Hudson in this market. Did I say anything that was wrong, Greg?
No, I don't think so. And Ray Hudson, I don't know, not all of those wonderful, florid comments were spontaneous. I guarantee you he put some of them in the oven and took them out at just the right time, because he told me once, way back in the late 70s, that if they were up 2 or 3-0 at halftime, he was already devising the colorful quote
Greg,
he was going to say after the game.
It's so wonderful to know what your relationship is here, because he learned before you did that it's all professional wrestling.
Yeah.
And he was a salesman and a spokesman, and it carried him, the charisma of it. And I'd like to honor him
For
right
how
up
long?
until the World Cup. Every day until the World Cup.
Next year?
Every day. Every single day.
On it.
We stop for 30 seconds to
Like
just
the
play-
Pledge of Allegiance at school?
Yes.
I gotta say, you did not have this energy yesterday.
Start the Shadow Show every day with 30 seconds of Ray
For
Hudson.
Ray Hudson?
To honor the
I mean,
great.
he's no Kyle Seeley.
Look, man,
Were you
Eric,
shell-shocked when you kept it to a 30-second bit?
Corey Brooks.
Who's on the Mount Rushmore of voices in South Florida? Eric Reed.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Reed.
Tommy Hutton.
Corey Brooks.
Zagak is on the Mount Rushmore. Is he or is he not?
Zagak, yeah, I think he is.
Dress.
AJ Ricketts.
Jeremy Taché.
That gives
Well.
Jeremy Taché the opportunity to give a stat of the day that nobody wants. I'm
Rick Weaver.
punishing you, Billy, with this stat of the day because
Me?
he wants to talk Marlins, and you just made it about the Marlins.
Through 37 games to start his career, Marlins outfielder Jacob Marcy has recorded 20 extra base hits and 10 stolen bases, becoming the first Marlin to reach those numbers in the same span, and the first player in Major League Baseball to do so since Barry Bonds
Oh, that's a good player.
in Pittsburgh
Yeah.
in 1986.
He's definitely going to keep it up.
I know the 7,000 fans at the game really appreciate it.
God, you guys are the worst.
Jeremy, well, we're not the worst. I feel bad that baseball's segregated around here. I feel bad that you never got to talk or never get to talk baseball. But you're so eager to do things, you didn't even wait for the stat of the day music. You gave the stat, and you didn't even wait for the music. You just rushed right in.
I have another baseball stat if you'd like. We can play the music now.
You're doing this in the wrong order.
Start of the day. Start of the day.
When this finishes, you tell us your Ray Hudson memory.
Start of the day. Start of the day. Start of the day. It is the start of the day. Start of the day. Start of the day. It is the start of the day.
I will get to the...
I first met Ray Hudson at WSVN when I was working as an associate producer. He came in for Sports Extra, and it was just a joy to be around him. Just like a kind man who brought a really special energy to the room. That accent was obviously infectious, and it was really special working alongside him and Steve Shapiro, Mike DePasquale on that Sports Extra. You know, working behind the scenes, it was a really, really good time, and
Drew
I really
Rosenhaus.
enjoy. Yeah, Drew Rosenhaus in there almost every Sunday. It was great.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Ray.
Did you not see that I was trying to talk there, Jeremy? Turn this music. It's
Soup
nice.
Nazi.
I like that music. Turn the music off. Thank you. Did you not hear, Jeremy, that I was trying to talk there? That I was going to make a point there?
I did.
You disrespected the
Major penalty, 5 minutes, swooning comedy.
You're wearing a chef's hat because you are somebody who is a very good cook. I think that Greg Cody. Why are you still here? Why are you still here?
Doing my job, making a mark.
No.
Stop doing your job and get the hell out.
Thank you. The chef's hat that he is wearing. He is, I believe, the best cook among us. I think Roy might have some sort of objection.
I think Roy would take offense.
But he's a really good cook. However, around here, he's 0-3 in cook-offs. He's lost all 3 that he's done. And now Mike, who I didn't know could cook, has challenged him today in a soup-off. How are we doing this, Mike?
We have a stove upstairs here at the beautiful Elser.
You look like you work at the Bear. Look at him.
He does.
I didn't know Mike was a chef.
Yes, chef.
I take great pride in it. I just don't advertise it. I'm not like Greg Cody, where I make it seem like I'm greater than I am and then fall well below expectations anytime someone decides to take him to task.
Wow. Okay, Roy Bellamy deservedly beat me in the turkey off.
But it sounds like everyone's beat you.
Well, Le Batard beat me in popcorn, which was a disgrace. Le Batard's popcorn was so over-seasoned with tagine. It was
don't give it away.
It was almost inedible.
But it won.
So how bad was yours?
Mine was. It was.
Well,
good.
he's the boss,
Mine was
so.
good. But the third event, I don't remember. What was the third
I think there
one?
might have just been 2.
No, the pumpkin. You lost. It wasn't cooking, but you've had 3 challenges, and you had a carve off the pumpkin.
That's another one. Jessica beat me on that and should not have.
Excuse for everything.
You're 0-3.
I carved by hand, and
she had a machine.
She had a machine.
She had a machine.
She used a paper thing.
Mold. Yeah, she had a mold, and she had like an electronic knife. It was a whole
fraudulent.
Yeah, it was
fraudulent.
For hockey
Like the
fans
build
out
up
there.
PEDs.
And I did a beautiful pumpkin that included a ghoulish face with a prop, a knife in the pumpkin head. It should have won.
Waste not, want not.
So have you thought about what the excuse will be this time?
I have no excuse because I'm going to win.
Well, what are you making? You're 0-3. You're 0-3 in competitions
Brendamore
around
over here.
But today's his birthday.
Yeah, no, you stack the deck.
Brindamore had a birthday.
You stack the deck against me. This is certainly a road game, but I feel good. I mean, Greg, he decided to go for lentil. Now,
sausage and lentil with a little bit of kale.
I've had that. It's good when
all right. Well, so did people on the Oregon Trail. This is a campfire soup.
Okay.
All right. He's here for the hearty. I'm here for the party.
It's not as foofy. What is yours called? You have like names in the title of your soup that I don't even recognize.
It's pretty complicated.
Yeah.
It's for a refined palate. We got curry, we got ginger, we got chicken, we got faro. But all in all, we're just gonna go ahead and call this soup Thai food.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Thai soup.
Thai food.
Do you have coconut
Hell
milk?
yeah.
Do you have coconut milk in there?
There's
'Cause
coconut
he's
milk
gonna
in
beat
it.
you. He's
No,
gonna beat you.
I already have a negative critique of Mike's acumen in the kitchen.
You guys have both been divas this morning.
If
can
I
be
may
honest.
say it, a coconut Thai chicken soup demands that the bell red pepper be cut into strips. And I saw him over there chopping into a fine dice.
Hey, old man,
the red
worry
bell.
about your own
Unheard
soup.
of.
Yeah? Worry
Unheard
about your
of.
own soup.
I don't have
I'll
to
worry
worry.
about mine.
Okay, go
Okay?
ahead. All right, that's
All right?
a
You're already...
it's
what?
a faux pas.
Okay, really?
Yeah,
All right, we'll
yeah,
see.
it is.
I think I'm going to dominate you in
Do
this
you?
one.
Okay.
Yes. In fact, I know it.
Okay,
I saw the
any-
color of yours. It looks like poop.
Any Thai restaurant in America
You got
would
that poop
laugh
soup?
at a fine diced red bell pepper.
What's your soup?
You gotta cut it in strips. My soup is sausage and lentil with kale and other stuff, and it's super flavored.
Were you not
Oh, my
listening to your
gosh.
father before?
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
But it's worth repeating, quite frankly.
is.
Kale's for color, and
Yeah.
trust me, it needed it.
And by the way, this a chef hat is supposed to be a souffle. It's supposed to stand up regally, and these headphones are really raining on the parade of my chef hat. But otherwise, it's amazing I was able to get a chef hat with the Greg Cody Show logo on it, which I didn't even know they made. But that's a good podcast. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who does it. We have Adnan Verk on the latest episode talking about his new book, and we do a Dolphins autopsy. It's a great episode.
Greg
God.
doesn't know movies.
You are petering.
I was just hoping you guys would lay out the entire time to see how long he talked, like just bored about his own podcast.
No, I don't
Just-
want to dominate. I don't want to talk
That's
too
not
much
the word
about
I
my
would use.
podcast.
It's not. You wouldn't have called what he just did there dominating, where he petered out. Yeah, we got Adnan Verk. Yeah. You know, that was not dominating. It was you petering out because you haven't gotten to plug your
Yeah.
podcast in the last couple of days.
Yeah, thank you for that, by
And
the way.
and I'll just tell everyone, it's 71 today. It's only going to get worse from here. There's going to be more petering out, more distraction, more slurping on the cup, more frustrating
Yeah.
of the sun. That's what it's going to be.
You love the phrase petering out. It's one of your go-tos.
I didn't accuse you of it. I'm the shit stirrer. Mike accused you of it.
I know. The show loves that phrase.
The
okay.
Dolphins are playing a game this weekend, and I'm trying to think, okay? Dave Wanstead, first half, when he can't decide between Fiedler and Feely. I'm trying to think of a season that felt like this right away. I'm trying to remember Cam Cameron's 1-15 season, and if the first game felt like the following. The Miami Dolphins this weekend play in a game that is only interesting to South Florida because they're like, does the whole thing just fall apart right here? Was last week real? They might get some sort of NFL illusion because, and think about what I'm about to say here, the New England Patriots, the first week of the season, deserve to also be laughed at from sea to shining sea, but no one is doing that to the Patriots, who played one of the worst football games played this weekend. The Patriots played one, Carolina played one, the Giants played one. The Patriots are the only one of those to do it at home. Against Geno Smith and the Raiders, the Patriots have their fan base saying, oh no, maybe Drake May's not the answer. Oh no, maybe Vrabel's not the answer. 1 week at home and you lose to the Raiders. That's balm for the Dolphins. But I'm presently talking about a game with this group of people who have covered this sport and this team all their lives. And I can't remember something that felt quite like this early in the season. And I'm looking at all of it. After Marino retired at 62-7, Jimmy Johnson leaves. I'm having a hard time remembering a season feeling like this 7 days in.
I think both extremes can be legitimate. I think there's no excuse for the way they played. They had an entire offseason not to come out like that. By far the worst performance in the NFL in week one. I think this is also true. It's a gross over-exaggeration and knee-jerk to say, they're done. They're done. If they beat New England, mark my words, and it's not a stretch to say it, if they beat New England and they're 1-1 and Tua looks good, all of a sudden we overreacted.
A birthday
Everybody's
gift
gonna
to let
say.
you talk that long when you don't seem to know what's happening here. Like you
Really?
don't seem you're in a burning building saying that Mike McDaniel's got a sprinkler over here that a Patriots win solves. The way they lost in game one makes it so that the noise around this stadium is going to have banners flying and people booing in the first quarter if this thing goes sideways.
Right. I agree that people will boo at the first interception.
Greg, what I'm telling you is a team known to be meek nationally, led by a man feared to be meek nationally, is heading to a buzzsaw at home if they get down 10-0.
I'm surprised that you do believe that if the Dolphins beat the Patriots this weekend, that all of a sudden, hey, they're 1-1, and maybe we all overreacted. I mean, everything Dan just said about the Patriots in week number 1 rings true. Like,
sure.
So you're essentially saying that if the Dolphins beat at home, if the Dolphins beat an equally terrible team who had a terrible performance from week number 1, all of a sudden we're going to feel better about them, and maybe week 1 was an overreaction. Like, I disagree.
Okay, what I'm saying is, the overreaction to them losing week 1 is A, why a lot of people hate the media, and B, why a lot of people think that fans are idiots because of the overreaction. It's one game. I don't care how bad they look.
Greg, the overreaction, though, look.
It's not one game.
Greg,
Really?
Greg.
I thought it was one game.
What he's saying is the mistrust that is here right now from the fan base toward this thing, because Zaslow's holding the popular opinion, Greg. Most of this fan base is saying, even the most hopeful, oh my God, is Tua McDaniel, is all of it over? If they lose this game, someone's not going to be here. We agree on that, right? Tyreek Hill, McDaniel, like if they lose this game at home, you would agree that someone will not be here the following week, Greg, and not a minor player.
The following week?
No, I don't.
Not after week 2.
I don't.
I
think 0-2, someone's paying for it. I
really?
do. I think that.
I mean, I hope you're right, but I don't think that's true.
It also depends on the game flow, right? If they show up unprepared again and the Boo Birds have their voice the entire game.
Who in the, like, is it Greer or Ross? Like, who has shown you they have the guts to make such a significant move?
I think it would probably be Greer because he's been here for close to a decade. And it doesn't really shake up the operation all that much as you're in season. If you let go of the GM, like the fans are going to demand.
Wow, you think Ross has the guts after 2 weeks?
Yeah. I mean, it's been 10 years.
I'm with you.
It could be Tyreek Hill. Greer, to save his job, could be like, let me make another trade.
Well,
here with
and I do
Pittsburgh.
believe the Chiefs are going to go 0-2 after this week. Okay, if the Dolphins are 0-2 and the Chiefs are 0-2, maybe Tyreek Hill's gone.
But by doing that, you're telling the fan base we've given up on the season after 2 weeks.
I mean, they're flying a banner.
Yeah, but telling them the season's over 2 weeks in is a horrible message.
Okay.
You can agree with them and we have to make changes, but after week 2.
No, but here, so this is the part that's most interesting to me about what you're saying, because Greg's not wrong when he says in almost all the other instances, a reaction to one game in week 1 is an overreaction. It's a hyperventilation. It's one game. However, Greg, and this part to me is the most important part, the way they looked on Sunday that makes you fear, oh no, I'm watching the whole thing collapse because they can't stop anybody. They're not going to be physical enough. They're going to ravage their coach. And the entire NFL, Brian Flores in Minnesota, is looking down at Boy Wonder and saying, you went from ball boy to the top and you changed your wardrobe and your clothes and you were offensive genius. Now what do you got in this game against the Patriots when no one trusts you and one of them might be your wide receiver and your quarterback looked in the last game like he didn't trust anybody because we didn't recognize him after his first read.
And former teammate said that he knew what to do to make Tua panic.
Mm-hmm.
Greg, this thing, like, I don't believe I've ever had, I don't mean to be prisoner of the moment, but I remember Jay Fiedler and A.J. Feely, the first half. Dave Wanstead ran into something like this. Dave Wanstead, and that was at 10-6 every year. At 10-6 every year, Wanstead walks into, I don't have a quarterback. Who's it going to be? I don't know. And in the first half of the first game, he panics. First half of the first game. It's the only time I remember a stadium closing in. Carnivores, they do it at Miami, at the University of Miami all the time. That happens all the time. It's the first time I can remember a stadium caving in because he was under the pressure. This is why the Steelers, what they do is so amazing with 3 coaches. He was under the pressure of Shula and Johnson before you. You're 11-5 every damn season and everyone's saying you're mediocre. And he panics in the first game. because he's Dave Wanstead. And the Dolphin fan base is looking at Meek Daniel. They're looking at Meek Daniel, all the stuff that was charming, and saying, wait a minute, am I going to watch my team fall on this guy's head next Sunday? Like, that's what surrounds that stadium this week.
Okay.
I've never seen anything like it in this market.
I have a feeling that you're going to be the one renting the plane that carries the Fire Everybody banner. I'm not sure if most fans feel quite as vitriolic as you do about Fire Everybody right now.
Really?
Look, no.
Greg, you're the columnist.
Listen.
You're supposed to have your finger on the pulse.
Okay, did you read what I wrote following that game? I spared no amount of
You can't
criticism.
just say this was a terrible game, but I have no reason. Like, you're acting like you have no reason to believe that it will continue.
I want to see more than one game of proof.
Okay, multiple years of this.
They're favored against New England. The idea.
But they're terrible, New England. And the Dolphins are at home.
You guys
Somebody's
are
gotta be favored.
attacking a columnist for trying to show some level of like nuance or
Okay,
like
here's the
perspective here, and you're like, you should be more of a fan and just fire everyone
Yeah,
immediately.
Billy's 100% right. Look, I've been writing and saying since last season that this is the season that tells the future of McDaniel and Greer. If they don't make the playoffs, 99% they will fire the general manager and the coach if they don't make the playoffs. And if they start off terribly, worse than 0-1, I don't think Tyreek Hill will last if they can get a buyer for him. Probably the Chiefs will take him back. But where we disagree is I'm not ready to say all that after one bleeping game, no matter how badly they look.
The place where I would push back on that is, does Greg Cody, do you feel any different? Did this team look any different from what they looked like, the way you felt week 18 last year compared to what you just saw in week 1?
Yes.
They look different?
They look terribly unprepared.
Oh, okay, that's the whole point. So
Okay.
that's why it's not 1 week. It's a continuation from last year.
Here's the thing, Zaz. The way you two are putting it suggests that the opener they played is on top of a terrible 3-14 season. They went 8-9 last year. I'm not forgiving 8-9. Okay, it's a losing record, but 8-9 is credibly bad. It's not.
But the trajectory
incredibly
is
bad.
this: they were playoffs the first 2 years of
Greg,
McDaniel.
if I can, just for historical perspective, okay, because I'll just keep going back to this Wanstead season because, okay, I was saying the same things then that you were, and I was doing it with 11-5 in my back pocket. And everyone was yelling, no, this is the beginning of the end. How do you not see it? Look, he's using up all the Jimmy Johnson years. And I'm like, guys, it's 11-5. It's hard to go 11-5 in that league. And he's handing the ball off, and he's making my friend retire because they're running the ball 400 times a game, and they're punting all the time because they're playing primitive football, wasting the Jimmy Johnson years. And everyone's saying, Dan, how can't you see it? And I'm like, 11-5. The Dolphins, this is not 1 week, Greg. Tua and McDaniel are 6-9 in their last 15 games when Tua's available. 14 interceptions, and Tua's got 8 fumbles. We worry about his head. This is built on something that's really flimsy, and everyone around it is howling. This is the beginning of the end, obviously, and the thing that doesn't feel like hyperventilation to me, and I keep coming back to it, the first game of the season looked like that. Mm-hmm. You got injuries now on the offensive line.
Right.
You can't block anybody, and the Colts put up a performance we've never seen in football before. 7 straight drives, can't be stopped, and the way that it looked is important. It's not just, they had an off game. It's, no, they were dragged up and down the field by surgical competence of Daniel Jones.
Against a team that you know is not that good.
Yeah. I mean, you guys aren't saying anything I don't know. You guys aren't saying anything.
But
anyone who watched that
Greg,
game.
But, Greg, it looked like that's what they are. What I'm saying is no other team in week 1, like Carolina could think they're bad, Giants and the Patriots, but no other team was on the field with its fans watching saying, oh, my God, the way that this is going, they don't have any chance in this game. Do they have any chance in any game?
Okay. If you think the Dolphins are going to be the worst team in the league, I'll bet you $100 and give you odds. It's not going to happen, okay?
What kind of odds are we talking about
The Dolphins are not as bad as they looked in the opener. They could not have looked worse. I agree with you. They were putrid. They were embarrassed. They were humiliated. They deserve all of the criticism they're getting. I'm just saying it's one game, and you can't refute that. And it's not a reach that they beat New England, and then what? Are you going to say, maybe we overreacted? Maybe.
I will.
Maybe
If they
we
look
did.
good on Sunday, I'll say I overreacted.
As will most fans.
The problem here is like the perspective of Dolphins fan, right? Like there was this expectation after that game against the Broncos that that's what the Dolphins were, that they were
Right.
going to score 70 points every game. And if you look at what the Dolphins have been over the last 3 seasons, it was playoff appearance. Last year they controlled their own destiny and they vomited on themselves and they cost themselves the playoffs, but they were there. You knew when that season ended, when as soon as they missed the playoffs, that Stephen Ross announced, hey, you know what? Chris Greer's safe, Mike McDaniel's safe. They weren't going to make any significant change. I mean, the big change that they made in the offseason was, hey, let's get Darren Waller out of retirement. He'll solve this problem.
Yeah.
So they came into this season, and even Greg, who you guys accuse of being a homer and all that, said 8-9 or 9-8. He said, like, they'll be a playoff team maybe as the last seed in the playoffs, but he's not predicting they're going to win the Super Bowl. Everyone knows this is just like a middle-of-the-road team that you could say the window closed, but I think now the question is more so, did the window ever even really exist, or did we just convince ourselves that this was like some super team that it really never was? So when they decided in the offseason, we're not going to make significant changes, by giving it 2 games and firing everyone, what are you really accomplishing? Because you know week 3 is probably going to be a blowout regardless of the outcome of this one against the Bills on Thursday Night Football. So if you fire everyone week 2, then you come back week 3, you get embarrassed nationally while your team is already in disarray. Like, you've punted on the season for everyone to see.
Look at Zaslow. He seems defeated here. I don't suspect this will be the last time we talk about this. Mike Ryan, get out of here. Go cook your stuff. We're going to start the soup off.
Oh.
Yours looks like poop.
The game has changed. Weed is legal now with Stugotz and Greg Cody.
I'll tell a story if it makes you feel better.
Yeah.
When I first took the first edible I ever took was in New York, and at the time I was breaking the law. Okay, so now you can feel good about telling your story. And the guy told me hey, just eat half of this. And so I ate half, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and I didn't feel anything. And he begged me just to eat half. And he did say on the front end it might take a while. But I was impatient.
Right.
Because when you smoke marijuana, you get instant gratification. And waiting an hour or two for something to kick in was not something I was familiar with.
Right.
So I ate another half, which became a full cookie. And 60 minutes later, I don't remember anything. I woke up the next morning on the floor in my wife's uncle's apartment because Abby had to throw me into a cab with her, and she took me home. And I was curled up in the fetal position, and I don't remember a thing after the second half of that cookie.
Wow.
This was last Wednesday. So, with that being said, feel free to share your story of you having 4 cookies in Colorado.
Yeah, I wolfed them down. It was 3 or 4. I didn't know
3
how.
or 4?
Yeah,
You don't ask?
Down.
You don't say, hey, person I'm purchasing this from, how fast should I do these?
The guy at the thing, and it was one of those official things where they dress like pharmacists in there, and they sold me a vial of edible cookies, and it was in Colorado, so it's 100% legal. And my wife and I are getting ready to go to dinner. We popped open the thing. She had a nibble of one, and I ate, I think, probably 2 or 3. And it hit me by the time we got to that restaurant.
I just love how terrified you are of this conversation. You keep throwing in there like it's perfectly legal what I did.
To be fair to Greg, this has not exactly been, the most up and up thing to talk about for 60 years of his life.
Right, exactly.
This is a fairly recent phenomenon. We just go, oh yeah, everything's fine now.
No, and I don't, we did that because we were vacationing in Colorado, and I wanted to
stop giving qualifiers.
I have to give a qualifier.
Greg, more qualifiers.
It feels better when you're doing it legally. It
right.
does.
I don't smoke anymore. I mean, I don't do that. I did in college.
Lying, trying to make them feel better.
Thank you. Thanks for that.
Getting away with it was much more fun. Seriously.
I had my day doing that. So
we used to get dime bags at a place in Hillside, Queens. It was called the Tie Door. Oh, was it fantastic? You never saw the guy. You just saw his hand. You would see his
like
hand.
A first touch in a marriage?
Yeah, you would open up this little sliding door in Hillside, Queens. You would see his hand. He would see your hand. You'd never see each other. He'd put weed in your hand. You would put money in his hand, and that was it. That was a transaction. It was great. Called the Tie Door.
Weed first, then money?
Money first.
Oh, there
well,
you go.
It was like you would do it at the same time, but occasionally.
So you'd see both hands.
Yes, correct.
Once every 6 months, you'd hear stories of like some guy sticking his hand and then getting arrested on the spot. The cuffs right on the wrist. That's all you see, the wrist, and then.
I always wondered, is today going to be the day? Because I went every day. And it wasn't far from my house, but is today the day that it's going to be a cop on the other side of that door? I did. I feared that every single day, but it didn't stop me from going out there every single day. Hop, skip, and a jump.
Is that fear worth it?
Yes. The fear is what made it. Greg's right. Now you walk in, they're dressed like they're experts, pharmacists.
Yeah.
It made me a little nervous. More nervous than meeting a guy at a tie door, never seeing him, just exchanging things in our hands.
That's right.
What happened to you after eating 3 or 4? Like, can you?
Back to you.
Yeah.
Oh, we went to a restaurant and, spent $300 on appetizers. And,
hell yeah.
And I remember, I'm not a fast talker. If anything, I'm a slow, deliberate talker who says a lot of ums and ahs.
Right.
My wife at that restaurant accused me of speed talking, of talking faster than I ever had in my entire life, which I wasn't even conscious of. So yeah, it hit me very hard.
All right.
Enjoyable though. I have no idea what I ordered for my main course.
3 or 4 though, man.
Yeah.
Are you sure you didn't do cocaine?
No, they were edible.
I've never had
cookies.
someone really high and be like, "This, you shut up, dude."
I know. Believe me, that was new to me too. Because normally you're talking like a 1970s, rock DJ.
Or is it possible that life had slowed down so much for your wife that
It seemed like you were
you were
Right.
talking normally, but to her you were talking at an incredibly fast rate of speed?
That's possible. That's a possibility.
Oh
That's a
my
good point.
god!
Did the waiter walk up and you're like, I ate edibles because you're just like terrified?
No. Believe me.
It's legal here. I'm on vacation.
Believe me, I'm sure he sensed it. Working in that state and seeing somebody in that state, I'm sure he sensed something.
How much was the bill that night?
Oh, gosh. I think we ordered a nice bottle of wine, which always jacks it up. So I think it was like a $400 bill.
I mean, you were hammered.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
4 cookies and a
Yeah.
bottle of
Oh,
wine.
my gosh.
Probably like
Jesus
7
Christ.
Miller Lights.
Right. Exactly. And that was at the restaurant. But seriously, no, it was a nice time. I love Colorado. I really do.
It's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the whole the scenery, the vibe of it.
Mhm.
We went to the Red Rocks Amphitheater just to walk around because it's such a stunning venue. It's a tourist attraction in and of itself. So.
Red Rocks is my favorite venue
Yeah.
of all time.
It's
of all the places I've seen the Dead, that and Shoreline Amphitheater.
Supposedly, it's one of the great venues. All the musicians rave about it, like the acoustics and the background and the seating arrangement. It's just beautiful. I would love to see somebody perform there. I never have.
Mike loves music. Have you ever been to Red Rocks?
I have not.
I would highly suggest that you get out there at least once in your life.
Yeah, I'm getting
It's
to
worth it.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the right show.
Everyone wants a service dog with Steve-O.
We are joined by a very famous persona from America, and also Steve-O, because Wendy from Peru is an internet sensation. Go ahead and tell the story, Steve-O, before we get in here. And always thank you for making time for us. But tell us why it is that your dog is more famous than you are, because I didn't think it was allowed that you can just find a dog on the streets of Peru, fall in love with it, and then just bring it over to America. I thought, didn't Johnny Depp or somebody get in trouble for trying to bring an animal into the country without the proper permission? Like,
Well, that was the other way around. He already had the dog and was trying to smuggle it into Australia. I was in Peru for a mountain climbing expedition, and I found Wendy here on the streets. And fortunately, the mountain climbing expedition was a TV show, and the production jumped through all the hoops for me. So I really didn't have to do anything. And I was able to bring Wendy home. And the video I made about finding her, it garnered over 100 million views on Facebook, making it the most viewed video I've ever put on the internet. And it's kind of devastating for an attention whore like me. I've with the lengths that I've gone to, But there it is, man. So Wendy and I, we are on a rock tour as we speak, barreling towards Syracuse for a show tonight. And we've got shows every single night in the Northeast U.S. For the next 12 days. Albany tomorrow night.
This video is adorable. Is Wendy's a service animal?
She is. You bet she is. Yeah, because I have terrible issues.
You should take more dogs, though. I mean, it seems to be working for
but
you.
I have terrible issues is a great sentence that would explain the last 25 years of your life. You've done great sort of capitalizing on, let me take a tour bus through my terrible issues.
Right.
This episode of the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Mike Ryan is in position. Greg Cody is indignant that he's never won one of these. Greg Cody is also very confident about being able to beat Mike Ryan in the soup-off. Mike Ryan, and I should say this more often than I do, the Elser has been a really spectacular sponsor and partner on everything we do here. And Mike Ryan is presently in one of their rooms, which has a kitchen. This place is always sold out. with people coming from all over the world because they want to see the views off the bay. And right now, Jeremy Taché is in the kitchen with Mike. But Billy, why are you making faces?
Well, I mean, we're having a competition, and it seems as though one competitor may have an advantage, at least in terms of time, because I see the other competitor still sitting here. So I don't know if the fix is in or what's going on here, but one person seems to be cooking while the other one seems to be here, which would appear to the untrained eye as a disadvantage to one.
Well, Billy, indignant on behalf of Greg Cody.
How is it a disadvantage for Greg?
I mean, have you ever watched a cooking show, a baking show? Do they say, you know what, contestant number 2, you go sit over here in the corner for a second while we give someone else a head start?
Yeah.
Have you watched a race? Have you heard of the Olympics?
You know
Does
what?
someone get a head start in the Olympics? No.
I've never watched cooking shows 'cause I don't care about cooking shows.
Do you
But
eat? How do you
I
live?
will tell you.
Sustenance? Ever heard of it?
Common sense would tell me that Greg is sitting here and he gets
Mm-hmm.
to watch what Mike is doing or not
Okay.
doing, and that's an advantage for Greg.
Let me ask you something. You like hockey when the Panthers are good, right?
What does that have to do with cooking?
I'm just, you have a simple mind, so I'm trying to explain it in terms you understand.
Go on.
You like hockey when the Panthers are good. Have you ever seen a hockey game where the Panthers are still on the bench and they give the puck to the other team and they say, you go and you play around with it a little bit first?
Okay, you know
and
hockey
then you
has
say,
a clock,
you know what?
right?
This is actually a great advantage for the Panthers because they get to see what the Devils are doing
You
today.
know hockey has
No.
a clock, right?
Yeah, so does
Is
cooking.
there a clock in the soup competition we're
You know
doing?
how you cook? It has a stove has a clock.
Show me the clock.
You put something in.
I'll
You
see the
say
clock.
400 degrees, 25 minutes. How are you alive?
Let me know where the clock is.
Billy ain't wrong.
Thank you, Greg.
Billy ain't wrong.
Thank you,
Mike
Greg.
has an appreciable head start here, but you know what? My confidence is supreme, like Diana Ross. My confidence is supreme. So I'm not worried about it, but Billy ain't wrong.
Okay, but what Billy has done here is now, as if I haven't lost enough manpower
fix
here.
is in.
He sent you out of the room when I still have to do, as Zaslow pointed out to all involved. Hey, this is live. We do not a whole lot of people do this kind of stuff or try this stuff live.
That's right.
Because there are dangers in doing it live. But go ahead, Greg. I don't need you anymore. I did want to have a Dolphin discussion with you that I think is the last remaining one that is interesting that takes this all one notch further.
Go ahead.
Well, Billy has been making fun of me, okay, because, and he's been making fun of me for now years about this, because the Tua thing with the head stuff is so unprecedented. Troy Aikman just did the documentary here where he says he doesn't remember playing in the NFC Championship game because we were so primitive at one time that he had 4 concussions in 14 months, and he just doesn't even remember playing in the game. The thing that this game has that none of the other games have, on top of laughingstock, and you thought the Patriots looked back. Yeah, they did. But the Dolphins are the one that everyone's laughing at. This is what is being said. I became a doctor on television. Like, I'm interviewing. The thing that Billy's been making fun of me about is that we immediately got out of bed in the middle of the night, and I'm live interviewing the doctor.
Some wrestler is what you were talking to.
Chris
that guy.
Nowinski?
Yeah, please.
Oh, my God. This guy sits around
Thank you.
waits to pounce on head injuries.
Yeah.
Guys, honestly, hoping for head injuries so someone
Right.
can go talk to him.
That's what it seems
if
like.
we're honest, he's hoping for concussions.
He watches sports hoping for head injuries.
Exactly
Yes,
right.
he does.
As soon as someone goes down, he goes, and he starts
My
doing
turn.
that thing with the little fingers that he goes like this. Zaz is right. He does
I'm
either
with
this
you,
thing
man.
or he does the thing with his pinkies like
does
this.
the- I
where he
envision
goes
him
like
doing
this.
this.
He goes,
Yes.
Like Gargamel.
another one for me.
Okay, totally unfair to him. I like him, but Billy's been making
Yeah,
fun of me.
you would.
I got to talk to him now and bring him on so
No,
we can
you
ask
don't.
him all
Why
these
do you have
questions.
to?
Because I was supposed to make. It's a long story. I owe him one because
boy.
because
Get
I
you WrestleMania tickets or something?
look the head injury stuff.
Can Mike not open a microwave?
The head injury stuff.
Oh, he's setting a timer. What's that? A clock in a
Is
kitchen?
that cheating with a
Oh,
microwave?
my
That's
God.
not cheating
What he's
on a
doing.
soup.
Oh my God, he's taking a shortcut.
Let's go to
Mike
Jeremy
Ryan
here.
using a microwave.
Oh my God! Look at that!
All
I
right,
see.
Greg,
I see a
get
Campbell's
caught
can
up.
right
Greg,
there.
Greg.
This isn't even something he made.
Get caught up. Go ahead. Go in the other room and get caught up.
Are
So
you
it's
sure?
a fair. Yes. Go do the soup thing. We'll
Jeremy,
come back.
talk to us. What's
We'll come
going on
back
here
to
with
the
Mike
Dolphin
and this
thing.
microwave?
We are on site at the Great Soup Cook-Off of 2025. Mike Ryan here getting everything situated. Mike Ryan, can you walk us a little bit through your process here?
Yeah, my process is to challenge the palate, make you think differently about soup, and also get the hell out of get out of the way. Get out
All
of the way.
right, so there's a little bit
Get
of
out of the way.
frustration by the man
Why
here.
is
He's
Rose
looking
here?
to be the soup
Rose is in the way.
superstar.
This is
Rose
not
is in the
good.
way as well.
This is not
Yes,
good.
chef.
Too many cooks
is
in the
gonna be a-
kitchen. The
a
camera
pretty
angles are
intense day.
shit, Jeremy. Yeah, like everyone, you're surrounded by people who are having trouble getting the right camera angles. All right, he's at work.
I have no control over the camera angles.
Jeremy.
I just heard Mike say I think Greg was right about the peppers, so maybe there's something going on there.
Jeremy, go ahead and just give me whatever update I need on. He's doing this live now. When is this all going to be ready? When? How soon can we go to people tasting soup? Are we going to be able to do that soon?
I would assume we'll be able to get to it soon. But I'll ask Mike Ryan here. Mike, I don't want to be too many cooks in the kitchen here, but I will ask you, about what time are we going to be able to taste here during this cook-off?
Typically, I like to have my soup settle for about 2 days. That's why I get so many compliments on it, because the flavors blend together. So I'm guessing sometime by Friday.
All right, on Friday, during the local hour, we will be able to taste Mike Ryan's soup. Greg Cody, I imagine, as he heads up here, won't have as much attention to detail, but I know that he will be competing with a fierce effort. We have the challenger, we have the initial competitor. This is the great soup cook-off.
All right, we can fade him down.
Stop talking.
Palate.
You can't give him a microphone.
It's such douchey lingo.
It's the worst. Like, how do we break him of the habit of being sideline broadcaster guy who uses 70 words where he could use 7? Like, how do we do it? How do we do it? Help me do it.
I don't think we can.
Yeah. I think me and Zaz are more complaining about just cooking lingo in general. It's so much.
I like the flavor on the palate.
The top of my tongue.
Just talk normal.
Yeah,
taste.
exactly.
It's called taste.
Oh, I let my soup sit for 2 days. Yo, 2-day-old food is gross.
Cook your shit and let me taste it.
Exactly right.
2 days.
Uber Eats, ever heard of it? Get that food in 30 minutes. I have to wait 2 days? It's insane.
Chris, is your dad going to lose a fourth one of these on his birthday? Like, we might have to rig this thing, because the coconut milk is more delicious than anything, and that's like cheating. There's no way your dad's soup is going to be good as coconut milk soup.
We should discuss how we're going to judge this. Yeah. Now, obviously, you'll have a vote, Dan. Zaz, you'll have a vote.
I'm a judge. That goes without saying.
The shipping container as a whole could have the third vote, or we could break it down Billy, me, and Jeremy, and that's 5 of us. So do you guys think it should be 5 people voting, or the shipping container is 1 and then you guys, so it's best of 3? How do you think we should do this?
The problem is we know whose soup is what, because they told us what they were cooking. So we know we already have prejudice, as Zaz would say.
We kind of knew with the popcorn and the turkey. Like we've kind of always known all this stuff.
No, turkey was blind. We just knew they're both cooking turkey. This one of them is doing something with coconut.
I don't
the
think
other
we did
one
it
is doing
blind.
something brown.
Regardless, you guys can argue about this
Blind
off
in the
air.
sense that you didn't know whose was what.
Understood. But again, we're down some manpower because you did this, Billy. You sent Greg.
I didn't say let's cook today. You think I was in the, on a digital whatever computer making that soup
You're
thing?
talking about
you?
unfair advantages, and now all of a sudden there's 2 of us in here when there should have been 3.
That's
How
right.
about you take a little ownership?
Do I do the scheduling around these parts? No.
I'm just saying, how about you take a little ownership?
Okay, fine. It's my fault that I think that we should follow the rules and
Constantly
people should
saying
be
things, and you don't care about the repercussions.
How
Here we
so?
are.
How so? How so?
I just explained how so.
How so?
There were 3
How
of us
so?
here, now there's 2 of us.
Okay. Did I say Greg go cook today? No.
You started complaining about about a competition clock.
I'm a man of, I don't know if you've ever heard of this word, integrity. And when you have a competition, people should have a level footing.
Okay,
Yeah.
so take responsibility.
Hey, how about you make the rules when your name's on the show? And it's not on the show yet. Okay, bud?
Jeremy's yelling. Look, who's Jeremy mad at? Chris, why am I looking at a preview in which Jeremy, that's as pissed as I've ever seen him. What
Why
happened,
is Greg in
Jeremy?
there?
What happened?
We've got an unbelievable energy in here. We've got a ridiculous energy. Mike is yelling, oh, God. He's frustrated. He doesn't have the type of heat he's looking for. Greg Cody, what are your thoughts on the panic that you're seeing from the other man in the kitchen?
I mean, he's not disguising it. He is
Does he have
panicked.
to be here?
He is panicked. He says the heat's not hot enough. He's got a burner on high, but look at it. He's panicking, man.
Well, he's certainly feeling the heat up here, Dan. Mike Ryan, what do you say to the accusations that you have an unfair advantage
I don't
from
know.
beginning?
It's either super hot or super cold. I don't understand what's going on with this stove.
Super hot, super cold. Dan, back to you.
For the love of God.
Does Mike have a pack of cigs rolled up on his sleeve?
He cannot help. He cannot help but throw it back to me in a pukey broadcaster joke way. Like, what? Guys, how do we break him of... Billy.
He needs to do like morning TV, honestly. Like Jeremy would be like good as like a morning
GMA.
Not even news, because I think he'd cry because his news would be too sad for him to report. Like, he needs to do, like, the local, like, Miami whatever would be.
We have to break him of these habits. He gets into broadcaster man guy and just forgets that Billy's doing FIU games.
Pause up. Oh, big week. Shula Bowl week, Dan. We can get to that later.
I want to get
Pipple
to
was
it.
tweeting about it. I mean, when Pipple's tweeting about it, you know there's a shift in energy. That 35-0, the loss reinvigorated this fan base. I'll tell you what.
God, scored
34-0.
We will go back to the Elser kitchen in a second, but the point that I was trying
Why
to...
is Greg in the same kitchen as Mike? That does not seem like the way cooking competitions go because there's only one stove in there. Like, he should get to I was trying to argue on his behalf and get him some more time. He should get to cooking. He seems to be wasting time.
Imagine that. It's like almost like we planned it out where Mike would go first. Then we would send my dad up there, and then the bowl soups would be ready, and then we would try.
And then guess what happened? Guess
Yeah.
why?
What happened?
What happened? He's right behind you.
Billy happened.
Guess how competitions work? They cook at the same time. One goes to one kitchen, the other goes to another kitchen. I don't understand. You guys don't understand cooking competitions? I really don't understand the confusion
Billy, this
here.
is the part. Billy's right about this, but he could have helped in the production to make Mike less panicked in this situation and help our time be better than it was. Can I just get back to real quick? Because I'm going to end up owing Chris Nowitzki an apology again. Because I will tell you why. Because the things that he's howling on head injuries that are super primitive, and we've been primitive about covering, and now the sport is bigger than it's ever been. We enjoy it more, and nobody wants to talk about concussions. Of course nobody wants to talk about concussions. In fact, I've told you the story before, and I'm not going to moralize about this too much, but the conflict of interest between John Skipper, the top of ESPN, concussion reporting, NPR, at the very end of what was happening there, at the beginning of us learning about concussions, John Skipper realized he was the conflict of interest between journalism and business, and he's like, yep, ESPN will no longer be doing the concussion reporting stuff that we're doing. I've got to back out of this. I'm the conflict, and I've got to choose business. And America's chosen business. Everywhere, America has chosen business. However, I'm not going to simply forget that 2 times now we've watched Tua in a game and wondered if he should stop playing. And so the conversation I wanted to have with you guys, not the best time during a cook-off, though, when Dolphins podcaster here locally, Chris Hoffman, said, quote, Tua had the worst game I've seen him have in quite a while, and it makes me wonder if the accumulation of injuries and concussions have sped him toward decline. We've generally feared it would be sudden, one more bad hit and it's over, but it could also be more gradual than that. Everything that's happening with the Dolphins, no other team in the sport where everyone gets concussions has that as the centerpiece and what's fair and what's not fair when we're all doctors and I'm in the middle of the night calling the wrestler because I don't understand what I'm covering.
Yep.
And he knows more about head injuries than I do.
Yep. Totally not fair. And with zero medical evidence from my vantage point, that right there is exactly what I think is going on with Tua. Again, no empirical data from me sitting on my couch, all right? But that right there is exactly
But are we all doctors now? Like, guys,
No, but it's also irresponsible of a doctor to be diagnosing someone that they haven't seen. Just saying, I think this is what's happening with no, like, viewing of their charts or actually seeing a person.
Jeremy, do you have any thoughts here? I feel like you've been properly chastened.
Oh, break me of the broadcaster habits, break you of the habit of bringing up concussions once a week. I mean, Jesus.
Yikes. Why are you sad?
Why am I sad?
Yeah. I thought you did great.
Thank you.
I don't think he likes when I critique his broadcasting when he goes into
my job. Isn't that why you sent me up there?
Yes.
Do it more efficiently.
Yes.
It was a good pun.
We have 4 hours of show.
Yeah, we got to fill.
Yeah, but we'll do it. It's fine.
So you call this Chris guy like at night? You guys just talk about concussions?
Middle of the night.
In the middle of the night.
Well,
like,
you remember?
You know his wrestling name was Harvard Chris or Chris Harvard.
Yeah, he was like a douchey character.
Yeah, who knew?
It's kind of perfect to be our concussion expert, right? And I need to. We're going to need to call him here at some point and have a conversation with him that will. That can be more fun than the ones we've been having where I ruin the fun all the time.
Fun-cussions?
Fun-cussions, yes. Fun-cussions. But you guys are in agreement, right? When I say there haven't been this, not in this town, this set of chemicals around something where you're like, oh my God, the whole thing's they can go up in flames on Sunday if somehow they're down 17-3 in the first half.
I think your Wannstedt's last year where he was fired at 0-6, and there was that first game where he switched at halftime. I forget if it was Feely to Fiedler or Fiedler to Feely. I think it was Fiedler to Feely he switched.
But everyone saw it, and I didn't,
Right,
Jazz.
right. I think that's a great example, all right? But the difference between that one and this one is not only are we firing the coach, we're also getting rid of the quarterback. Like, the quarterback, by the way, who signed for whatever it was, $180 million. We've never done that combination before after one game.
I mean, and by the way, a win this week against the Patriots
No.
doesn't solve any of
No,
those
it
problems
solves
either. That's
nothing.
why I don't think that, like, the loss is what's going to be like, oh, my God, they need to blow up everything. Beating the Patriots doesn't make the team any better than they were after week one,
Solves
regardless.
nothing. Because you know what happens? What are we talking? 5 days later, they're in Buffalo.
Yeah, exactly.
And we all know how that's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
I have a way to potentially solve all of this for the future of the Dolphins, if you guys would like. But look, you need a coach that has stronger leadership skills. You need a coach that's a little more hard-nosed, maybe defensive-oriented, because obviously the offensive thing isn't working. Wants to move on from Tua. Maybe a guy who actually has coaching experience before could use a second opportunity. I think the Dolphins should probably hire Brian Flores as their next head coach. He seems like the perfect fit. Am I wrong?
No, just the joke would have been funnier as just they should hire Brian Flores next, as opposed to all the preamble.
He painted it, though, so
Pot
you weren't
kettle.
sure who it could be because you're like, oh, man, that does sound like a great qualification. Who exists out there? And boom, he nailed the dismount with Brian Flores. You know the thing about McDaniel that I think is, like, interesting or telling or whatever is that at the beginning everyone was, like, in love with Brian or with Mike McDaniel.
He's different.
Where it's like, he's different. Oh, look at this kooky guy. Wow, he's so zany. Look at his shoes with tags on them, and he dresses different, and he's so fun, and the players must love to play for him. And then last year's when his schemes kind of were getting exposed, where it was like, oh, people have figured out what he's doing, and there hasn't been any evolution. And then this offseason is really when you started hearing from a lot of the former players, where the former players were all kind of speaking out against him.
Forgive
it seemed
me,
like
Billy. I'm sorry. Mike's yelling at Greg. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
It's okay.
It's just they're yelling at each other. Greg, Mike, what happened? Mike, tell me what happened. Why are you yelling at Greg?
Unplug the feed. I don't know.
He
I
says,
don't know.
do you even cook?
Do-
I don't have a burner. He's dominating the stove.
How's the kitchen?
He's using coconut milk by the look of it. Looks a little bit curdled. I'm just saying.
Curdle you.
Maybe it's not.
Curdle you.
All
Tell
right.
you what, Jeremy could have helped in that situation. There seemed to be some confusion up there. I don't think they can hear what we're saying, so they don't know that we're going to them.
I think Greg could, which was the problem.
Yeah, well, yeah.
All right, let me try that again, and I'll go straight to Greg. Yes, it seems like you would want Mike to produce this segment, not Greg, but good judgment on his birthday. Let's give him all the gifts. Greg Cody, give us a report, please, on what's happening right now. How soon will he be done? How soon will you start?
I hope he's done soon because right now I'm just watching the cook.
Would you stop talking?
Mike is
Would you
panicking.
stop talking?
Mike is in mid-panic. He's still getting over miscutting the red bell pepper. Now he's confronting.
No one likes strips, Greg.
Now he's
No one likes strips.
curdled coconut milk. He's using the microwave.
Is this your first time using coconut milk? It's always curdled. Is this your first time? Is it your first time? It's your first time.
I hope I get the stove soon.
You don't need
Right
a
now,
stove.
my worthy adversary is dominating.
You pre-made your soup.
can't even get
You're
it.
not an artist.
I'm looking
You're
at
not an artist.
some work and I can't do it.
He pre-made his soup?
That's, well, they're just lashing out at each
Little
other.
wordy.
Okay. I want to ask you guys about a different thing before we go back up there, because give me a second on this. I want to get your actual football thoughts on this, okay? The Baltimore Ravens, we have some difficulty, right, in our analysis of who's good, why are they good. The whole thing around Tua is basically we need to know who's responsible for his good. It's a weird thing we do. He's only polarizing because of that, because I'm not sure if he's a system quarterback or what he is. The Baltimore Ravens over the last 25 years have been one of the best organizations in all of sports. If not for the Patriots, the Baltimore Ravens would have one of the real epic stories in that sport right now because it's a very well-run franchise from back when Ozzie Newsome was picking players for them well. 25 years is a crazy run when you look at what the Dolphins have done comparatively over the last 25 years. And everyone listening to this would say, with certainty, good football team for 5 years. I know that's a good football team. And then they have this affliction. More than any team in the sport, when they've got a 90% win probability at the end of the games. They blow some games you don't see any good teams blow or bad teams blow. They've blown them more than anyone else. I don't think that that's something that they are. But I'd have a hard time making an argument against it because it's happened 9 times to them and it's not happened 6 times to anyone else. Now, it's happened 9 times to them because they're good enough to get that far ahead in some of these games. But the next step I want to take with you guys on what the Ravens are, we all know that's a championship good team, right? And the only thing people question are some mental frailty about Lamar Jackson that I don't think is fair, but he is a lesser performer in the playoffs. And this thing that has to eat up anyone named Harbaugh, that this team can't be trusted at the end of games. And the thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, because I'm assuming now that we all know that this is a thing about them, you don't think Derrick Henry's weak, right? Like you saw at the end of that game what happened where on 4th and 2, Josh Allen is just running toward a sideline and it bounces here, there, and it's in the end zone. And then Derrick Henry fumbles. That never happens. What's that? None of you listening to this think that Derrick Henry is a choker who's weak at the end of games, right?
Right.
So this thing that plagues the Ravens is not something that I've seen a great team ever get. Like the Bills might lose games and be a laughingstock because they get blown out in the biggest games, but none of you listening to this think that the Ravens are actually weak. You're not allowed to think that, but they've got an affliction here that whether it's real or a part of defining them or not is something unlike anyone else in the sport, and you'd be calling any other team that wasn't this good a choker. You'd say they're mentally frail at the end of the games because there's nothing to be learned from. This has happened to them 9 times now. And do you know how these guys hurt their bodies all week when not just they collided all day, they care about this thing deeply, and at the end they knew they were better and they farted it away. Like the way that week feels, there's nothing to be learned here. This team knows what that feels like. It's shit all week. It's terrible. Nothing to be learned from we let up on the gas.
Well, nothing to be learned from Derrick Henry fumbled when he never fumbles. And if he doesn't do that, which is a very fluky play, they're going to win that game. It's like if anyone wanted to have Baltimore number 1 in their power ranking, still, after that game, ahead of Buffalo, I'd be like, all right, yeah, I don't really have a big problem with that. Buffalo won because of a fluke. That doesn't mean that Buffalo is better than Baltimore. So if you want to
but it's happened 9 times now though. Where
right.
Where it's happened where it's Tua doing it one of the times in the fourth quarter to start some of this stuff. This team has a thing. Okay, we analyze the holy hell out of this sport. Okay, we really do, and the margins are ridiculous. It's a foot here. Was that guy's elbow in? It's just nonsense. Okay, this team though is good. It's good the way the Eagles are good, and you all know it's good. There's no question about is it good. The only 2 flaws you can find are, do I want to question the quarterback at playoff time, because that's what I like to do, and what we now have, which is a sample size that's asinine, Zaz. Give me all the great teams you've known throughout the history of the sport that get up to these giant leads and then have 9 times a 90% win probability and the stain of, and that team also blows games at the end in a way that's super weird and doubles up how it happens to even the bad teams in the league.
Lamar Jackson's awesome. The team is obviously really talented. I think over the course of a 60-minute game, when you have that combination of a great quarterback and a really talented team, you're going to win a lot of games. When the game is tight and you're also playing another good team and you get to late in the game, I think that's when, the little things get a little bit exacerbated. Like those little things being there's no room, there's no margin for error the way that there is margin for error over the course of a 60-minute game. And so when Lamar doesn't make big plays at the end of games, or if there's questionable play call as far as running the clock when it comes to Harbaugh, that's stuff that we're not noticing throughout the course of a game because you have the better team normally. If we're late in the game, it is exacerbated and it could wind up costing you the game.
Does anyone listening to this believe that the Ravens are mentally frail? at the end of games? Like, what's the accusation you'd make to a team that this keeps happening to if you think it's a part of their DNA? Like, it's happened enough that I'm assuming that most of the people listening to this say this is a problem about the Ravens that they have uniquely that is structural, correct? Like, if it's happening, these games are so important, Zaz. Every last one of them. The difference between home field advantage and no home field advantage is found in a couple of these games that the Ravens have lost. So when they go to Buffalo, Mark Andrews can't catch the ball on the goal line in the cold in Buffalo because they had to be on the road. Like, the margins are asinine. So when I tell you one team has this thing, does the audience believe that that's a flaw that is simply structural to Baltimore? That fluke is going to happen to them, and at the end of games, at the end of a playoff game, road or home, they now know it's going to happen to them because it happens to them more than it happens to anybody.
Right, and the thing that's happening to them at the end of these games, look, it happens all the time in the middle of the game, but it doesn't have the consequence that it does at the end of the game when then the clock runs out and you're trailing. But for whatever reason, Lamar Jackson, and again, I lump Harbaugh in that category too because we're talking about play calling and clock management there as well, which was not good at the end of the game on Sunday nights. I think that then we notice it a whole lot more because then the clock runs out and they've lost.
But it's the same thing with the Bills, right? The Bills, you just always expect it to happen with the Chiefs. And you expect, something's going to happen at the end. They're going to get close, and then there's going to be, an interception, or there's going to be a pass that hits a receiver's hand. Like, both teams have that until they don't have it happen one time, and then they don't have it anymore.
That was Peyton Manning, right? That was Peyton Manning's whole career. He can't win until he finally does. But the difference that I find with the way Buffalo loses these playoff games and the way Baltimore loses these playoff games, Buffalo's not losing these playoff games, and then we look at Josh Allen and are like, wow, he wasn't any good.
Buffalo also, you think they don't have enough, and Josh Allen's lifting all of those pieces.
Josh Allen is great in these games.
Lamar does that too, in his defense. Though he has Derrick Henry now. Yeah.
But Josh Allen is great in these games, but okay, the other quarterback, he outplayed him. They made the plays at the end. When Lamar Jackson and the Ravens lose in the playoffs, more often than not, we're looking at Lamar Jackson like, wow, he wasn't very good.
The thing with Lamar, too, is Lamar has it happen in the regular season to dumb teams sometimes, too, where it's not like, it's just that he can't get over the Chiefs. It's like, that happened against, the Raiders in Week 13 or whatever. So it just both teams can solve this problem very easily by just having it not happen in the playoffs
Right, just
once.
one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one time.
You guys say that, though, and I just spent 17 games watching the Chiefs win one-score game after one-score game and be like, well, that's an ability they have, right? If they're doing it 17 straight times.
But it wasn't, because, some of them involved field goals going off the, crossbar.
But also in these close one-score games that you're talking about here, you have to play mistake-free. And they have a quarterback and a coach who are apparently really good at being mistake-free late in these tight games.
To me, it's really interesting, though. If I polled the audience right now, if I just asked the audience of football fans, what are they saying? This sticks to the Ravens now.
I think Lamar Jackson chokes.
Until it doesn't, though. It just takes one for it to not stick.
It takes one what, though?
Overcome it one time.
In the playoffs.
Okay, but what about during the regular season? So you guys are doing it in the playoffs. Matter. Okay, so but if yesterday, if the kick goes wide and the Ravens still win that game, but they choked it at the end, we're probably not having the conversation we're having right now.
No, we'd all be applauding the game the Ravens had.
Yeah, and then it was, that always happens to the Bills. But it was a perfect spot.
But also, you would agree that Lamar Jackson's at the place in his career now where nothing good can come of the regular season. We have to wait until the playoffs, and that's when something good can happen for Lamar Jackson. The regular season is meaningless for Lamar Jackson at this point in his career. Nothing positive can come out of the regular season.
Oh, Greg Cody is in the kitchen now, and he is slicing up with a gourmet's touch. Look at him go. Chris Cody, I've got Chuck Todd here in the preview, and this is the peril of live television, and I've got Greg Cody and Mike Ryan in a kitchen somewhere with peppers. Can I go to them now? Can I go to hear that sizzling pan of cooking and get my payoff at the end of segment because I've got a media company and our audio works?
Let's get the payoff at the start of the next segment.
Right, so I can't do it. Okay.
I bet Chuck thinks I'm good at TV.
Excellent. So I can't do it because our audio doesn't work. Okay, good.
lock that door, and you got the sink to yourself, you got the urinal to yourself, you got the toilet to yourself.
We're going to have bathroom lines for the first time.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
a little backup.
Yeah.
I wanted to
And
ask.
how many times a day will they be cleaned?
Oh, not at all.
When the lights go out mid-broadcast. With sportscaster Dan Patrick of the Dan Patrick Show.
Let's bring in Dan Le Batard, host of the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz. And Dan, good to see you.
It's always nice seeing you, Dan. I've got a little bit of chaos around me here. We've got a very electric, sort of vibrating Miami, and we're coming off of a historic United America last night, feeling very good about itself because they would be able to laugh at one city. Last night was a winning night for America. Either today would be about laughing at Boston fans or laughing at Miami fans, and America wins today. And here's the best part about it: America was going to win today no matter what. One hated fan base was going to allow you to laugh like that today. So congratulations to America.
Yeah, but I don't know if America hates the Miami Heat anymore.
No?
No.
We kind of need it. We kind of need it down here.
They hate Miami, Dan.
Oh, but not the Heat.
I believe that all things Miami are something that divide America.
Do you guys hate the Miami Heat? Like, Jimmy Butler's a great story, and Caleb Martin and Gabe Vincent and Eric Spoelstra.
And we need the hate. We've been starved for the hate since 2010. Why are you not understanding what's happening around here?
Wait, the lights just went out on your show.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Haters.
What happened?
Haters.
Bring back our hate.
Okay. Well,
I'm sorry that the power has gone down here. I can still hear you, though, Dan. I can still hear you.
You never look better. I love it. Yeah.
Anybody got any matches?
Yeah. How about a candle?
Look,
Something.
I'm running a media empire here, Dan Patrick. This is a very exciting time in our history.
Man.
Everything shakes and creaks down here with the enthusiasm. We've lost all power down here, so I'm sorry this isn't a better televised affair.
Do you? Is this? I like
face
it.
here?
I like it. I like it. By candlelight.
Can you see me? Okay. Can you see me? No.
Is this the Le Batard Blair Witch Project?
I'm sorry that I literally, after leaving ESPN, can't keep the lights on.
Stugotz, pay the bills for the man, will you?
You want me to pay the bills? Get out of here. I don't pay my own bills.
How big is Jimmy Butler? If we had power rankings
6'6"
in Miami. No. Our athlete power rankings. Is he a 1 seed?
Oh, yeah.
What do you?
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me?
Dan, you are doing the show I've always wanted to do. Power rankings for Jimmy Butler. I mean, God bless you.
Yeah,
man.
1 seed.
Yeah.
1A.
Okay. Over anybody with the Dolphins. Anybody else come into? Anybody from the Florida Panthers? You know?
Okay, you're talking about present or all time?
How about current? And then we could do all time.
Okay, but this is what we need to do if we're going to go to,
Can you put up a test pattern at least on your screen there, like something? It's just.
Buddy, I don't have control of the technology here.
This is embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. You don't think I'm embarrassed right now? Or do you think that I'm filled with buoyant champion pride right now?
This is why Mike Ryan left.
But he hasn't left. You just can't see him because he's got his head in his hands in the dark. I can see
Well,
it.
he's going to be leaving. Yeah.
I'm leaving now.
Yeah. I'd get out. Get out while you can.
To answer your question, this is why it's funny, the question that you just asked. Yes, Jimmy Butler is in the process of trying to wrestle away the legacy and team of the Miami Heat. Chris Cody, I'm a little afraid of everything that's happening here. Zaslow was explaining to you the perils of live television. Chuck Todd certainly knows about that, longtime journalist, former NBC News chief political analyst and moderator of Meet the Press, his podcast, The Chuck Toddcast. is going to be celebrated here. Now, you guys like that name?
It's a
You
good
like
name.
the
That's
Chuck
good
Todd?
stuff.
Podcast?
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you. So Chuck's with us now, but also we've got this cooking segment going on that seems like a bit of an apocalypse. We've got bad audio. It seems like the camera worked for the bear, except by accident instead
Seems
of on
like
purpose.
you might miss me up there.
And no Jeremy up there either. So let's go to hold on a second, Chuck. I know there's serious journalistic things to talk about, but Greg Cody, give me an update on where you guys are on this soup-off, please.
I have just cooked and integrated my vegetables into the soup, and really I'm going to be done fairly soon.
And how are you feeling right now? Are you as confident as you were before?
Yes, I am. I'm very confident. My soup has a little color now with beautiful chopped carrots. I think we're going to be great. I love the way it looks. I think I'm going to love the way it tastes.
All right, hold on. Chuck, hold on just a second. I'll see if you have any questions here. You know Greg Cody, and the problem is if I throw you to Greg Cody, he's going to get so delighted. He's going to get so delighted, he'll get distracted, and he'll just be delighted that a famous person knows who he is. So I'm scared to throw you and the show toward him. Greg, can you just ask Mike Ryan how he's feeling about things, please?
Mike, how are you feeling?
You know, I don't like that I'm helping you. You didn't come with olive oil. You didn't even come with a set of knives. You don't have a chopping board. You're dulling out my knives. I don't know why I'm helping this old man at all on his birthday. It's a competition.
Okay, Mike just dropped a cigarette ash into his dish.
Into his dish or your dish? Okay. All right, we're wasting Chuck Todd's time here. All right, Chuck, do you have anything to say, Greg Cody? You've known him for a long time. What would you like to say to him before we get started here?
You talking to Greg or me?
You, Chuck.
Oh, well, I'm just ecstatic that there's ash in the soup, because no good soup, there's nothing that makes me want to eat than knowing there's cigarette smoking going on right at the same time that we're preparing the food. I just thought that was an excellent secret ingredient.
What is your relationship with Greg Cody?
I think I was a guest on his podcast twice.
That's it?
Not entirely sure, though. He thinks.
You tell, he returned my call. You didn't over the years. He cared that I was from Miami. You didn't. Other than that, that's why me and Greg are tight. Right?
You and I have never spoken before. You were at the Miami game, Notre Dame game, were you not? Are you a lunatic?
I was.
I'm
a season ticket holder. I have been off and on for 30 years. My family going back to the 50s.
Season ticket holder. Did you go to the Bethune-Cookman game?
No, I didn't go to the Bethune-Cookman game, and perhaps I
didn't
wasn't.
go to the University of Miami, but that's neither here nor there.
All right, but I do pay my daughter's tuition. Is that
Neither did
okay?
any Miami
That's
fan.
fair. Yeah, your daughter.
All right, she's a senior there. Okay, so cut me a little slack. My mom went there. My aunt went there.
So
Is
you're like
that
a
enough?
Judas to the family going to George Washington University. You betrayed
No
your
football
parents
team.
and your. You chose that. You chose to not root for a football team.
No. They had no football team, which made it easier.
So you failed as a Hurricane.
Yes. Okay. Huge failure.
Just
yes,
compared to your family, I mean. Just compared.
Absolutely.
You
Huge
are,
failure.
You are less Hurricane than your family, and they have that over you.
They do, but I have an honorary degree now from that place. I did the commencement a couple of times, so they won't give me an honorary doctorate, but at least they gave me what it really means is that they just ask for money more often.
It means you're a tropical depression.
Yeah.
It means
Ouch.
they're hurricanes and you're at the tailgate.
Fair enough. But somebody's got to pay for this.
Well,
Somebody's got to pay Carson Beck's
You can't
salary.
buy your way into Iron Arrow. Maybe an honorary degree now and
Golden
then.
Cane, he could buy his way in.
You can, but not into Iron Arrow. That's what Chuck Todd is angling for.
Iron Arrow's tough. I'm hoping my daughter gets in on that. We'll see. We'll find out in a few months.
But what is your greatest of sports allegiances? Is it that or the Packers?
It's the Hurricanes. It's the University of Miami. So every childhood memory. Come on. I grew up. My first memory of going to a football game was watching Otis Anderson play football. That back then, Miami 3rd and 8, and the best way to get a first down was to pitch it to him. When your formative years as a sports fan culminate with what we got to witness from 83 to 90, I live and die by them. Live and die by them. My mood goes up and down, even in the Al Golden years, even in the, you name it, all of those horrible years of the last 2 decades. Every year I have too much hope, and every year my heart got broken.
Chuck, your favorite moment in the stands at the Orange Bowl is what?
It was the wiping out Deion Sanders in Florida State.
31-0.
31-0 when they came in and they did the music video, and it was I believe it was the first game of the season. That's my favorite. Probably second favorite is Devin Hester's first game. If you remember, when the first time he touched the ball, he returned it for a touchdown.
Did you get a game ball? What is that ball over your head with your name that says Miami Hurricanes?
It means I gave them a lot of money.
Oh.
They give you one of
That's
those.
what it means.
You give them a lot of money, and they send you one of those, and
They send you one of those. You know, and it comes in this elaborate box, and you're like, boy, what is this? And you're like, oh, it's a deflated football. Okay, well, I have a podcast studio, so I need to put something in there.
I have so many questions to ask you that are not sports related, but
I was also at the Flutie game, by the way, which is a searing memory in my head.
Jeremy, look this up for me because this is pretty funny. Art Schleister, just look it up for me. Worst gambling losses and stuff, because he's involved with like 3 bets where he's in the middle of something like that Flutie game. Can you tell me when you look back at your Miami life, Chuck? The things that are imprinting, is there something that's more imprinting than Miami football?
No. I mean, look, as far as for public consumption, yeah, it's Miami football.
Now that begs a follow-up.
I know it does.
Meet the press guy.
What else am I supposed to? Yeah, I'm going to keep answering anything more than that.
Okay,
but no, my pride in Miami is is University of Miami football through and through, and I will say something that is real, which is I don't think I would be good at what I do, and maybe some people don't think I'm good at what I do, if it was not for growing up in Miami in the 80s. Because I do believe Miami in the 80s, 70s, and 80s is America today. And in some ways, it always gives me a little bit of hope because we became a cooler and better city over time as we went through all of the cultural stuff and all of this stuff that the rest of the country's going through now. And so I just am glad I grew up in Miami when I did, because I think it makes me smarter about understanding what's happening in America today.
Hold on a second here, because I want to get to all of your thoughts on what's happening in America today. But Greg Cody and Mike Ryan are still slaving, and they're finishing up here. So, Greg, give us an update here. Tell us what's going on up there with Mike Ryan.
Well, I think we're both on the home stretch. My soup is done. The flavors are just marrying and integrating. I can't speak for Mike's soup. He's still adding, willy-nilly. He's still adding a bunch of stuff. I don't know whether he's dissatisfied with the product. I can't speak for him. But my soup is ready to go.
Mike, how confident are you feeling? Because he's been bold, and he thinks he's going to win his first competition around here. Old man, 71 years old, birthday today, is 0-3 in these. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good about the soup. It's getting there. Should be ready to go by Friday. Chuck, NATO planes shot down Russian drones over Poland. How close are we to World War III?
Closer than we should be.
How close should we be?
What's that? No, I said closer than we should be.
All right, put that down. That's okay. That happens around here.
Someone didn't like that question.
I didn't like that question as the person who's doing live television with Chuck Todd on Meadowlark Media and can't get his audio to work correctly from one.
We finally got the
room
chef's
to
audio
another.
right, and then
that is what happened.
Greg, how close are we to World War III, Greg?
I would say 4.5 years.
Oh, got it.
Chuck Todd, over under.
I didn't hear that last answer. What was his over under?
He said 4.5 years before World War.
I'm certainly worried about that with China. So unfortunately, if you're going to take, I hope it's a never, but it's either under or never.
So it's over. You want it to be over, or you want?
I want it to be over, but I fear it's under. When you think about China and Taiwan.
But right at 4.5 years.
If we're really going to go down that road, right? China's got this whole plan to be ready to take Taiwan by 2027. That's less than 4.5 years.
But
All
if we
right.
get to the 4.5, then it's never, Dan. You don't get it.
Yeah, I think he wants it to be off the board, like
Yeah.
it's an incomplete bet.
Meaning like you get rid of it.
Okay, but where we are presently in America, Chuck Todd, this day, today, right now, as we speak, have you ever been more terrified about the future of our country?
In the first 2 months in Washington, D.C. after 9/11, I was terrified that was the first time I stashed cash, had go bags to like leave because I'll promise you this, the first nukes aren't going to hit Miami. The first nukes are hitting where I live. So that's probably the most personally scared I was those first couple of months after 9/11. But the fact is, I mean, not to totally bring a downer to your show here, but this entire economic war that Trump is engaging in with tariffs, the last time we had this, that the largest economy in the world kept trying to push tariffs on everybody and everybody responded selfishly, it led to World War II. So we are certainly pushing policies right now that are only antagonistic with other countries, that only encourage everybody to be worrying about themselves. And the more nationalistic every country gets, the more likely you're going to go to war.
Chuck, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to stop you there. We've got an update from the kitchen up there. Mike Ryan and Greg Cody, what do you have for us, please? I heard some sounds being made back there. Was Mike yelling at Greg? Mike, what's happening up there?
Greg didn't bring pepper. Greg didn't bring salt. Greg didn't bring anything. Why am I helping this man? Anyways, I think my soup's pretty ready.
All right, we're going to get down here, bring the soups down here. I appreciate it. Chuck, how much worse are these ice raids going to get?
I think they're going to get a lot worse. I think this is the worse the economy gets, the more you're going to see these ice raids.
Chuck, is there sound in your room right now that's not my fault, not my company's fault? It's you being the unprofessional here.
That's not coming from me. I'm in my studio.
Perfect.
Oh, Chris Cody said it was your fault.
That's right after he had just like praised himself. He was like, I'm like a DJ back here operating the board.
Chuck, how do you think you'd fare in the apocalypse?
I'd like to think I know how to survive.
Yeah? What do you think? Like a couple weeks?
I'd like to give myself a couple weeks before I'm eating.
Under 4.5 weeks.
If you if you want to if the fate is you're going to be eaten in 3 weeks, do you want to live those 3 weeks like not getting eaten just to get eaten 3 weeks anyways?
Well, I'd like to think I'm going to try to fight and think that I'm not going to be eaten, that I could fight it. I mean, we all think we could survive something like this.
No,
the fact of the matter is
screwed.
95% of us
I
are
would
done.
do terrible.
No, Chuck, this show does not feel that way.
No,
I have
not at
said
all.
before, and that in prison, for example, I would be a vending machine for sex.
I'd be holding pockets.
It would be a bad situation.
So you're a survivor, is what you're saying.
well,
You'll
look,
do whatever
look,
it takes to survive.
My father said to me, better to live a coward than die a hero. And he said it very early in his life. An apocalypse would be very bad to me. I don't know how you feel about gun ownership, but the fact that we're talking about any of this ridiculousness is something that seems more real now than it has at any point in my lifetime. I did not experience 9/11 the way you did. I was in Dave Wanstead's office. He had a free agent coming in. He wasn't paying any attention to what was happening that day. So I didn't have enough worldliness to even understand what was happening then. I feel that way now, though. I feel right now like there are no shortage of people trying to put money away in bank accounts elsewhere because they worry about the future of our country.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I think the fact that you see gold at an all-time high, you see more people doing crypto, that's not because they're great investments.
So what worries you most? Like the things that you're talking about here, like these are extremes we've never discussed before.
Well, you guys started at World War III and then said like, okay, it's hard to come to. We're having all this doom and gloom. I actually think we'll get through this moment. But I do worry that if we continue down this road where we decide we don't give a damn about anybody else in the world, everything is about us first, we're only going to create more enemies. Look what we just did to the South Koreans. Good luck. Don't be an American and go to Seoul this week, okay? They're so angry at us because of the raid in Georgia. Anti-Americanism is going up and up. So a sustained amount of leadership like we're experiencing now with policies that antagonize our friends, let alone our enemies, is not a sustainable way to go. But while I'm short-term pessimistic about, I think the economy is going to crater in 6 months and things like that, I do think we, the American voter, we eventually figure it out and we eventually do the right thing. It just takes us a while. We have to experience the pain. And I think, unfortunately, we're now starting to experience the pain.
What is the fairest way to report? Chris, what is that sound? I think if everyone's hearing it, we might as well address it because Chuck Todd is alleging it's not him, and I see you saying that's him. And
I'm not saying it's Chuck. I have every pod down, though, that I have.
Okay, but accuse him publicly then so that I can get out of the
I'm
morass.
sitting here. I'm not. I wish I could do a panorama. I mean, there is nobody in this room.
Okay,
I believe you.
Nothing.
I believe you, Chuck.
I'm on Chuck's side too.
All right, so I am alone in hearing the voices in my head.
No, we hear the voices, but history
I hear
would
the
prove
voices
it's
too.
not Chuck.
I feel like I'm hearing the kitchen still.
Okay, we will figure that out. Let's go back to the kitchen. We've got Greg and Mike, for some reason, still up there, still staring. We think we've got ambient sound from up there. If any of you have anything for Chuck Todd, get your asses down here so we can keep doing our show a little more professionally than we've done it so far, please.
Yeah, well, Greg and I were pretty feisty, and then we heard that interview, and we realized that pretty much in about 3 weeks, everybody's going to be making soup to survive. So we're going to be done with this because I think we're just generally checked out on society.
Okay, very good.
We really are.
All right, get
so
down
the soup
here.
off's a tie? They just quit?
No, we're going to taste it down here. They're going to bring it down here now. It's not
Another
a tie.
habit we have to break is Dan just ruining every show with World War III talking. Jeez.
What have you been hearing in recent weeks about the health rumors around Trump? What is the fairest way to report any of this? How do you take the politics out of Biden's a danger because he's clearly having mental atrophy and, there's a bit of a madman in the White House in ways that a lot of people understand.
Donald Trump's a 79-year-old man with who never worked out a day in his life, who doesn't eat healthy, and he's got all the problems that somebody that age who didn't at all take care of himself, doesn't eat healthy, has. You ever go into a Walmart or a Publix and there's people riding the scooter because they can't walk the aisles? They can walk, but they don't like to walk because it hurts. And their ankles are twice the size of their calves. That's, look, this is what age does. So I look at it that way, and I assume they're lying to us. They're not telling us the truth about his health. The last time they gave us his height and weight, I think it was the equivalent of the middle linebacker of the Eagles.
No,
that was 6'3", 240.
That was amazing. Yeah. Chuck, hold on just a second. Billy, why are you and Jeremy laughing at the great frustration on Chris Cody and how he's turned redder than he actually is on the back of his neck because another stray sound got out on the board, and he's saying this isn't coming from us, and I'm convinced that it is. I'm convinced that this is our fault. Billy,
I'm convinced it's not this room's fault. That's what I'm convinced.
Oh, whoa. Whose fault do you think?
I just don't want to blame this on Chuck.
Chuck, does this happen to you often in these hits?
I'm clearly going to get blamed for this as soon as this segment is over.
Yeah.
Right? Because if I were Chris, I would do that. Hey, that dude's lying. He didn't want to admit it. I mean, look, we all just talk. We're all going to be, it's all about survival of the fittest here, right? And he's got to survive longer with you than I do. So, but it isn't me, but I know that I'm going to get blamed for this.
Chuck, there were some people questioning your last answer, saying they didn't believe that you frequent Walmart. When you mentioned Walmart, people wondering when the last time you went to a Walmart was.
I got a place in Pensacola. I go to Pensacola. I have a place there. I live part-time there at times on the beach, and there's Publix and Walmart when you got to go get stuff. So, yeah, I go to a Walmart more often than... And if you're a political reporter and you're not sort of going, in all honesty, I do believe you've got to sort of frequent where America goes, not where East Coast elites go, if you want to just have an idea of how American voters are experiencing things. Not to be too...
You're a Target man, though. We can agree.
I know.
You go to
that.
Walmart out of necessity. You're not flying Spirit.
No, I would never. I wouldn't fly Spirit to fly you to rescue you. I wouldn't do that to anybody.
You check out any Pensacola Blue Wahoos games, Chuck?
I have.
Any
I have.
odds
That's
on
the
Kemp
Marlins.
Alderman?
That's the Marlins AA.
Wow, look at that
franchise. No. Look, you guys were questioning my
beautiful
my bona
ballpark there.
fides.
On the
Oh
water.
no, Chuck!
It's right on the water.
I'm not comfortable with what's happened here. They are absolutely assuming that you've arrived at a level of fame that you simply can't be an everyman. They presume that based on what? On Chuck Todd's credentials? Like you did put that on him.
Who's they? Me?
You guys in
No, we were talking Wahoos, man. Bubba Watson.
Yeah,
the
I just
team
wanna know
owner.
what he thinks.
Yeah.
in that's the offense that you're taking, right? That they would assume that you would be too good to walk into a Walmart.
I'm not taking offense. I get it. I know people stereotype, and stereotypes are around for a reason. And I have plenty of my peers that would never step foot in a Walmart.
But you drew the line pretty quick on Spirit Airlines.
Oh, 100%. I'm a total flying snob. As much time, anybody that's been a political reporter or a beat reporter in sports or whatever, and you fly more than once a week, I think you've earned the right to be a travel snob and a flight snob and all of those things. So, no, I will make no apologies about being a flight snob.
How can you explain to the people without seeming political, reactionary, hyperventilating, the place that you are with fearing today the collapse of both the economy and the democracy? Like, when else in your life have you felt however it is that you feel right now in these days, weeks, and months?
Look, we haven't. I don't think we've ever felt this way when it comes to the democracy in our lifetimes. I only comfort myself by realizing that we did go through this in the 1920s. We lost our mind after the pandemic in 1918. We banned alcohol right after the pandemic. Like we were just, we as a society, we lost our minds for about a decade. The worst graft in the history of government took place in the 1920s. This ridiculous tariff business took place in the 1920s. Now, all of it led to World War II, which is why we should take this, why we should realize that, hey, let's learn a lesson from history, please. But I guess I look at it and I do still have enough faith that we'll get through this, we'll get past this. And part of it is because he's 79 years old. He isn't going to live forever.
Jesus is what you said back there, Chris? You said Jesus. We started at World War III, and him telling you that Trump's not going to live forever makes you, that's the one that makes you say
I've
Jesus?
said Jesus a few times during this segment. If we're
I think he
keeping
was
track.
33.
I tell you, I didn't expect this to go this dark as quickly.
Yeah, that's what happens here.
It is. I was just going to say, this is why I love your show, Dan, because you go dark fast. You go right to the darkest spot.
Did you just call me Dave?
Yeah.
Classic
No,
Dave
I said
move.
Dan.
Yeah, it's
I
fine.
said Dan.
Let's run it back.
Chuck went to Killian. You went to Killian, right, Chuck?
I did.
So, Dan, you know who else went to Killian? It was Tony. And Tony told us that he used to be afraid walking down the hallways that someone would walk up to him and snatch his chain right off of his neck. So, Chuck, are you more scared of World War III or getting your chain snatched off your neck at Killian High School?
It's funny that Killian's become this negative symbol. It was sort of the other Palmetto when I went there in the 80s. And now that I have a lot of opinions about what's happened to the Miami-Dade school system.
Oh.
But the fact that Killian
Top
has become apparently the last high school you want to go to in South Miami-Dade County is pretty sad. But I have heard that it is not necessarily the place you want to walk the halls these days.
As the former moderator of Meet the Press, probably one of the greatest press shows of all time, of most distinction.
Sports reporters.
What has happened, that should have been in Mike's top 10 yesterday. That was disrespectful that Mike Ryan's top 10 sports shows didn't have the sports reporters.
How about Inside Stuff not being on his top 10? Come on.
Yeah, there were some flaws in that list. But the state of the American media today, as someone who's been a guardian for it,
Christ,
and
man.
cares about some of the things
More
that
dark.
I
Oh my
care
God.
about here.
Typical Dave.
This guy.
Luckily, the
Dave.
tropics are quieter.
All
You're
right,
hearing
Chuck,
about
so
hurricanes.
Now I
Dave.
did call him
All right,
Dave.
get out of here. His podcast, the Chuck Todd Cast. You can get it wherever it is you get your podcast. Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate it.
So this was a good idea to do this show, right?
Yes. Well, I don't know. I don't know what kind of trouble. You're a serious journalist. You're a serious person.
No,
Look,
but I'm also independent. I would have that last question. The problem is the corporate ownership now. Media doesn't have a chance if you're owned by a corporation, a big, massive corporation.
Yeah, that's
you
why
just don't have a say.
Metal Art Media is free, and you see how well that goes during your segment. That's we're free. We don't got any responsibilities to anybody, but our audio doesn't work.
Hey, Chuck, start of next year, you want to be our Blue Wahoos correspondent once a week? Stop in, let us know how the AA farm team's doing for the Marlins.
Not every week, but I'll
Once a
be
month,
a reporter
maybe?
once a month. Yeah, I'd pull that off once a month.
Awesome.
Go Blues.
Can't wait.
There you go.
Go ahead, 1 minute segment. Go ahead and make it with him, and we'll do Matthew Berry for 3 minutes, and maybe we'll get good at you being less wordy.
And 30 seconds of Ray Hudson.
Do things quickly. Yes, do things well quickly. Other speakers doing them well quickly. Thank
Wasn't
you.
wordy at all what you just said.
Chuck,
Dan.
thank you. Appreciate
it.
the time. I don't think that he respects me anymore.
Let's
He loves you, Dave.
I want to relive.
Oh.
He is still here. Before you get out of here, let's relive if he did indeed call you Dave or Dan.
He did. He absolutely did.
This is why.
No,
I
the
love
second
your show.
time All right, here we go. Let's
Chuck,
play
we
it.
weren't talking to you. Chuck, have you done television before? Chuck, have you
Yeah.
done television before? Hold
not
on
out
a
of my
second.
house.
All right, I'm going to hit the sound right now.
This is why I love your show, Dave.
Dave.
This is why I love your show, Dave.
This is why people think the media lies, Chuck Todd. You've been caught in a lie. You've been caught dead in a lie.
I love how it was cut off there. That's all I'm going to say.
No.
It was cut off.
You think he's that good? What evidence do you have in this segment that he's good at his job? You give me all the evidence you have that he would be that quick at that.
I love
Wow,
your show, Dave. Using that as your defense. That's pretty good. Incompetence is the defense.
You
Yeah.
think he could edit it that quickly to betray you? That
This
is
is why I love your show, Dave.
Chuck Todd.
Anyway, I swear.
Liar!
Fair enough.
Liar. There it is.
All my critics, you did it. You
There,
exposed
I
me.
finally got him.
You
Finally.
exposed me.
This woke turd. Get out of here.
He might have been calling you Dane, like former Blue Wahoo Dane Myers.
Of God. for the
That's
love of
exactly what it
God.
is. I'm going to take that. Goodbye, guys.
See you later. He did call me Dave. Let's change the imaging of our show to the Dave Le Batard Show. Let's do that. Can we do that, please? Let's do that right now. No.
Where does our imaging air?
You should know that.
Right behind you, executive producer.
I thought you meant audio-wise. Like, where do you hear, like, this is the Dan Le Batard Show? Like,
Yeah, that's imaging. These are images.
This went well.
It did not go well. The soup off, I don't know where we are in the soup off. Can you explain to me why the audio was so bad on the soup off? Like it's 14 floors away.
Because I wasn't there.
Is that what happened? Because Jeremy wasn't there? Like that seemed, Zaslow, what would you say about how we executed all of that audio-wise?
I thought the audio was fine with the soup off. I do want to get to the bottom of where was the other programming that we were hearing?
it was a Zoom issue. It was not coming from Chuck. It was coming from Zoom.
This issue.
And we figured it out. And it's hard. You can't turn that off. When we have him potted up, anything that comes out over Zoom is going to come out
All
over
right,
there.
that's probably enough of that. That is the peril of live television that Zaslow was explaining to you before. Greg, you smell delicious.
Thank you.
You smell like but he smells like lentil and sausage. He does not smell like coconut. He does not smell like coconut milk, but he just came in here. You smell it, right, Zaslow?
Yeah, I'm into it.
It's not a soup. It's mine.
I don't think it's the scent of your soup.
It's my soup. My soup is very aromatic. It's my soup.
That's funny.
Have we decided how we're going to do this now?
Zaslow, what is the smell in here? Would you say it's closer to sausage and lentil than it is to anything coconut milk?
It smells like lentil.
It doesn't smell like
Yeah,
Thai
thank
food.
you.
Thai.
Oh, give me that orange chicken. I love Thai food. It smells like lentil.
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Mike was adding ingredients left and right
Imagine
toward
that,
the end.
a chef adding ingredients.
Not a good sign when after you say your soup is done, you're still adding ingredients, including water?
Yeah.
Who puts water?
Because I assumed more
plenty
people
thin
would
enough.
want to have this because it was so good.
Okay, we'll see.
Cooking for the masses here.
Yeah.
Are we ready to do this? I think the way that I want to do this, Chris Cody, is I will try it and I will vote. Zaslow will try it and Zaslow will vote. If we have a tie, then the room will decide. All 4 of you will try it, and all 4 of you will decide.
I wanted
no,
this.
only 3, not Mike.
Do you have any
wanted
food
this.
allergies?
I wanted this to land on Dan's lap. I was hoping the shipping container would go first, Zaz second, and then Dan breaks the tie. But we can do it your way.
Let's bring him in here and let's get started, and let's get Jeremy to give us, so that we can get the payoff here before we get off of live.
Give me a healthy portion, please.
Give me of which one?
Both.
Mine.
Remember
Remember whose birthday it is.
Zazzle, you were eating.
Loaders.
You were eating a lot around here.
Whose birthday is that?
I don't know.
It's the food, it's there. It's a spread.
Jeremy, the reason I asked you about Art Schleister, by the way, in the middle of Chuck Todd telling us his Doug Flutie game story, is because I saw the story the other day that Art Schleister was just recently arrested with 2 crack pipes on him and is like going to jail. And it's one of the saddest stories you will hear in the story of addiction in sports. But Art Schleister, 65 years old now and failing health, is in the middle of 3 of the biggest sports upsets of all time. Art Schleister is in the middle of these, is he not, Jeremy? Is that the story that you ended up finding? It's like one of the all-time bad beat, unluckiest, the Cosmos hate you stories of all time.
I'll go back and find those results. All I know is that he had gotten to a point when he was betting $50,000 a pop on 3-team college basketball parlays after borrowing $300,000 from banks just on good name and signature. And in April of 1983, the FBI arrested 4 bookies that allegedly threatened to break his passing arm and harm his family because he didn't pay them $159,000 that he owed them.
What's wrong, Dad?
What's wrong, Greg?
He's still putting ingredients in his soup.
It looked like Mike, who's preparing now the bowls. It looked like he just poured a little crushed red pepper.
How come I'm not out there preparing my bowl?
That's what I've been asking. First Mike is gonna serve his, and then you'll serve yours.
Because I want to, you got to get just the right amount of protein, lentils, and salt.
That's why Mike was like, "Yo, I'm not letting them serve it. I need to serve these."
Right.
So Mike should be bringing it in now. Dan will be our first tester.
Oh,
you guys all sharing a
tainting,
bowl?
Tainting the jury here.
Hey, what's up, Owen Cody? 0-4. That's what you're going to be.
Fun. Hey, fun.
Owen.
That's very confident. I really didn't know that Mike was someone who could cook. I don't.
Well, we still don't.
We still don't know that. Try a bite.
He's awfully confident.
Yeah, let's keep the mic a little closer.
about
There we go. Oh, there we go. Jumped right in. Let's see. Hold on. Get the mic in front of you so we can really
Ooh, that
hear
wasn't
this.
a good look. That
He did make a
his lip
face.
did that thing that went downward. Where now it's like, how do I spare the feelings?
No, it's good. It's
Good?
delicious. Yeah.
I'm convinced.
I
What
would
do you
say,
think of that reaction?
I would say I would like.
It's a very. There's a lot going on. He needs a few more bites.
Okay.
Biting soup is always a bad start.
Is this the one with ash in it?
That would be the one that has ash in it. So now, does he pass that bowl over to Zaz? Are we going to get another bowl?
Yeah, they're sharing a spoon too, I think. Now you spit it in Zaz's mouth.
No, I love the chicken in it.
Or are you on sharing spoons and stuff? Like, Zaz, is this something
I'm
you're
out
into?
on the sharing spoon.
Yeah, you're out on it?
For
Are
sure.
you a mother bird situation?
Would you go
with
different
soup?
spoons, same bowl?
I like the texture.
Or you prefer a full...
I prefer my own bowl, but I could do a different. I could do the same bowl. We're not sharing the spoon.
I'll get you a spoon, pal.
All right.
It's got a good kick.
Get 2 spoons. I want my dad to try it, too. I want him to be able to taste his competition. What?
No, I think that both of these guys are going to like this soup because it's good. But I know your dad's a great cook, and I know his sausage and lentil is also good. And
I'm hearing a lot of good, not great.
well, I will tell you that I will know your father's critique with this. I know what he's going to say is his critique, but I'm going to eat it all before you guys get spoons. Like, I would think that somebody would go get a spoon for our participants.
We could probably
here.
have enough bowls for everybody. I don't know why we're doing it this way, but
Well, it's a good second guess, but this is what happens with live television. Like 3 spoons wouldn't have been hard in a company of 30
Yeah, it wouldn't
people to
have
get 3 spoons. Like I think,
What's
40
Ethan
people.
doing? There's 50 people out
No,
there.
I don't. Yeah, I'm paying all of them, but none of them are getting spoons.
Oh, nice. I got my own bowl here.
this is good right here.
You guys get paid?
Did you take out the carrots? I don't need carrots.
I'm glad I don't need to share it. I'm glad I can have it. What do you mean you don't need?
Dad,
carrots?
whip
I don't
your
need carrots.
Dad, whip around and share with Dan. All right. This is good. All right, here he's gonna pass it over to you, maybe.
No, I'll wait for him to eat over my shoulder.
There we go. Perfect.
But it's good.
All right, Zaz. First now here.
on over here,
Now
Greg.
Zaz first. Here we go.
I got to avoid the carrots.
Do I take my headphones off?
I think you need the carrot so you get the full
A
experience.
carrot will not touch my lips.
How do
Why
we feel?
not?
How do we feel about how Zaz is holding the spoon here? It's solid, actually. You know what?
No, that's really effing good.
See, that's
Not gonna lie.
You like Thai food?
That's really good.
Thai food.
all right. Greg now going in for a sip here. What are you doing? All right, blowing on it a little bit.
Is it a sip of soup?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's going to want it to be creamier.
That's really
A
good.
slurp of soup.
He's going to want it to be thicker.
He just gave a shrugging.
Not great audio. Him shrugging his shoulders, not saying a word. Not great for broadcasting.
Okay, it's slightly thin. My biggest negative critique would be that I'm getting very little coconut flavor, which should be a major star of this.
Don't you want it to be subtle? I feel like.
It's got spice on it. Like, it's got a good taste that stays with you after that. I'm looking forward. We got 3 minutes left to get to Greg.
I don't know what you got going on, Greg, but this is really good.
Did you have some of the faro?
Mm-hmm.
You had some of the faro?
Yeah.
You like the faro?
It's okay.
It's good faro, huh?
It's not my favorite.
It's a good faro.
It's well cooked. But faro is not my.
All right, Greg,
favorite.
go
All
get
right.
your soup.
Okay.
Didn't want to do the cream because he's got a cream allergy.
Oh, we have to. That's right. I forgot about us.
I'm respectful.
Yeah.
Now the shipping container will taste Mike's soup.
You guys are going to like that.
I don't really want to share soup with you guys, if we're going to be
You have
honest.
another one?
Did you guys get the red pepper flakes?
I do have some red pepper flakes in here. Yeah. All right, Billy does not want to share a bowl with me, so they're bringing another bowl for Billy. But I'll go first
Dan
here.
getting seconds.
Ooh, chicken looks good. All right, here we go.
I don't need a lot of soup.
Yo, this is really good.
That's damn good soup. Yeah. That's damn good.
Man, you should do this every day.
I mean, are we not going to get PDQ now or something, though? Because it's still, you know.
It's got the kick that you want.
Like it?
It's got some spice after that.
You like it?
Good amount.
I like it, Mike.
Good amount of chicken. All right.
I don't have soup yet.
It's coming in.
We'll get there.
Give me Billy's.
Jeremy's not having any?
I'd like to, but I don't have any soup.
How do you feel
want to
about
give me?
sharing?
I'll share your soup.
All right, yeah, here we go.
This was well planned, I think, in terms of being able to get everybody what it is that they needed when they needed it so we could do live television.
We're having a good time. All right, here we go, Jeremy. Now Jeremy's going. It's hot. That's my biggest beef with it. It's just really hot, so it's hard
Why
to
would
get
it be why would it be a beef?
Just because like we're trying to taste it, but
Blow
I don't
on
want
it
it
a little bit.
scolding
Yeah.
hot.
That's good soup.
It smells good. I'll tell you, it smells good.
That's really good soup.
Everybody would
Better
like
than
this
good.
soup.
It's great.
All right, now
In fact,
this-
that's great soup.
yeah, that's what I would say too. Now Greg is going to
Greg's
bring
in big
in.
trouble.
Yeah,
Greg's in big trouble.
He is.
But I think Mike made a better choice with his soup. Is the thing. Like this is when this is done well, this is a more delicious soup than almost all the other soups.
And Mike's right. It does taste like.
Thai food.
Mike, that's cultural appropriation by Mike.
That's spectacular
It
soup.
feels like authentically Thai food.
Whatever. I love cultural appropriation.
All right, Greg's walking now
You
for those
love
listening.
cultural.
Super soup.
It's tasty cultural appropriation. Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Does cultural appropriation taste good?
Well, where's the line between appropriation and honoring?
Oh, you know what I'm going to do here? This might foul up the experience that I have this
Same
taste in
spoon.
my mouth, the same spoon going to.
You need to cleanse your palate.
Yeah, someone get us water.
Yeah, I need a water spoon.
Greg, thank you for cooking for us on your birthday.
You're welcome.
I will tell you, Greg's soup looks good.
It does look good, but Greg, I will tell you that I'm worried about you.
Greg's in trouble.
I don't think you're going to win, and I love your lentil soup and your sausage soup. I just think he chose a better. I think he chose a better soup.
Greg, do you think it's a disadvantage that I tried his first?
No, I do think it's a disadvantage when one of the judges says I'm not going to win before taking a bite.
Mhm. And gave your competitor more time, if you
Yeah.
remember correctly.
Well, you know.
Got carrots in yours too.
Mhm.
Not doing that.
Carrots.
You don't like carrots?
I don't eat carrots.
It'll help you see better. You never heard Bugs Bunny?
Yeah.
All right. Did you try, Greg?
Mike, I wish I could have several bowls of that soup.
I am afraid that Mike's going to win by blowout.
You can't say that before you've tried the other one.
I just did try it. I just did try
Bad sign,
it.
Greg. If I said that, bad sign.
It's not a bad soup. No, it's not a.
It's a bad soup, Dan. It's a boop.
Billy, what do you think of that
All
soup?
right, Billy now is getting Mike's soup. So let's get Billy's judgment on Mike's soup.
Not the face you want.
Uh-huh. It's good. It's good soup.
It's
That's high praise.
Greg,
It's
it's a
good.
good soup.
That's high
Thank you,
praise.
Hez. Thank you.
Is this Greg's
Good
is
soup?
coming in now?
People need to understand Greg's is very good. Like it's got the consistency
Very
you want.
good.
It's got. I will tell you, his protein content and quality and amount is better than the other soup. It's a heartier soup. You'd agree with that.
All right, I'm tasting my dad's right now for the first time. Here we go.
It's a heartier soup.
Greg's is a better meal, I would say.
It depends on what we're judging. We're going flavor.
Man, this is good too.
Tell you what, neither of these is PDQ, so I hope that's still coming.
Did you get that far row?
Oh, I think. All right, now we vote.
Greg's in a bad spot. I think all of us just like coconut milk soup better than
good.
Yeah,
Greg's
too
is
bad
good.
There's no coconut in it.
My God.
My dad's is
You are
hearty.
both so
All
good.
right,
This
you
is
know
a good
what?
hearty soup.
All
my
right,
dad's
hold
made.
on. Let's do this now. There are 5 of us here.
Why doesn't anyone cook like this in my house?
Let's go around.
You're both better at this than you are at radio.
Yes.
And I think you're great at radio.
They're both good at this, and one of them is good at radio. So the soup that we have in front of us right now, Jeremy, if you had to vote, you would vote for. You got to vote. Don't worry about anybody's feelings. Don't worry about any birthdays.
Mike. I'm sorry, Greg.
Chris Cody, you are biased, but you would vote which way as a fellow fat person?
I've grown up eating it. I love Mike, but I'm going to go with my dad's soup. I'm going with it.
Ooh, look at that.
I'm going with the hearty. It's got a nice spice to it. I like them both, though.
They are both good. Billy Gill, which way do you vote?
You guys are still going to vote? This isn't the deciding vote?
Would you like to be the deciding
No,
vote?
no, I would
it's
not.
It's a
I'm
wild.
trying to
It's
avoid that.
it's a wild Billy Wednesday
Yeah.
if you want to be the deciding vote.
I think they're both good but different. Does that make sense? Yeah. I'm going to stick with that. They're both really good but different.
Okay, that seems like he's recusing
Was that a
himself.
tie?
Now
What are
let's
you-
vote.
a tie vote?
No,
What
it
are
seems
you
like
doing?
he's recusing himself.
No,
It's
let's get a vote,
Thai
though.
food. Thai food.
Let's
not
pin
Thai
him
vote.
down.
The thing is, both of these, if I'm going to be honest, and I don't mean to be crass,
Both are bad. That'd be funny.
both of these are going to give me the shits, you know? So it's kind of which one. I feel like Mike's is going to sting a little more on the way out than the way in. So I'm
Well,
going to
that's
give
for
it to
sure.
Greg. Yeah.
All right, Greg. Vote for
wow.
Greg.
Woo!
All right, Zaz. I like this ending on Dan.
All right.
I can.
This is good soup.
I wonder which way Mike or Dan's going to vote.
I mean, come on, this is, assholes. You guys-
Actually, since we know, should we let Dan vote next and then put it all on Zaz and the mortal enemy?
Good soup.
Yeah, Dan's voting for
you know
Mike.
what?
I'm having a lot of
All right,
both
Dan,
these
you go
guys.
first.
Okay. Mike's is better.
Oh, Zaz.
So what did the shipping container vote?
Don't worry about
it's
that.
2-2.
Worry about
Yeah,
you.
we're split at
Right
2.
now, it's Jeremy and Dan voting for Mike, Billy and I voting for Greg. It all comes down
Greg did say he was happy to see you today because you messed up.
to Zaslow.
Okay, I took one more sip of Greg's.
Do you take a sip of soup?
I mean,
don't know.
of Mike's. Now I'm going to take another of Greg's. Gotta get that carrot off the spoon. Man, that's really good.
Happy birthday to you.
Not cool. Not fair.
Not fair.
You shut up, Dan.
Shut him up.
Seriously, the guy who didn't vote for me is singing happy birthday.
Yeah.
Man. Mike, your soup's really good. All right. And that's why you're the winner.
Yeah! Oh! Time!
It's really good. It's so flavorful.
He didn't try the carrots, though, so he didn't get a real feel for this.
I'll never have a carrot.
His
Owen
vote shouldn't
Cody.
count.
Owen.
Dad, your thoughts?
Man, that was good.
I have no comment.
Good soup.